Welcome back, everybody,
Hey,
to fifth episode already. Before we get started, was there going to be any point expenditures being or taking place?
that would be a good idea.
Says the guy who's got like 16 unspent points.
Yeah, that's why it'd be a good idea. Let me see what I've used. I haven't been marking what I used like I normally do.
Yeah, it's action. It's easily, built in. It's like, oh yeah, I've always known how to use this skill.
Ah, gotcha.
Hey, save up 25 and get an extra life.
Some more luck.
Gunslinger. Actually, I think more luck is just 15 points.
Yeah. And
Then it's every 30 minutes?
almost better to get serendipity instead of buying, if you got the points.
Yeah,
I think, was it every 30 minutes or is it twice an hour?
Upping your luck makes it every 30 minutes.
Ah, okay. I've never used that level, so I wasn't sure. No, I'm not going to do that.
But I think anything other than the first level luck really does start to even jump out of the action level.
I will improve first aid. Because that seems like something that may come up again.
it might.
It could.
All right. Anybody else doing anything?
I think I want to, for interrogation purposes, I might take not interrogation. What is the one that we didn't have at the time?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh, acting or psychology. So
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
the good cop, bad cop thing. So if you don't mind, I'd like to buy acting.
Maybe. Yeah, that's fine. What the hell? Where's my phone doing that?
And acting can let you pretend to speak Arabic.
You can already
I
speak
can
Arabic.
speak Arabic.
We could probably pretend to speak something else.
Oh, right. I see what you were doing, Daniel. Look at him acting. Well, if nothing else, then I guess we can go ahead and get started. The previous session, we had a boat chase, followed by a helicopter chase, followed by a car chase. Although, really, the car chase was the only one where everybody was involved. The boat chase and the helicopter chases eventually took you out of Egypt, finally, and you managed to get to Israel. You observed Heimdall outside the the hospital in Jerusalem, and attempted to follow him, but then promptly failed the shadowing thing, so a chase ensued, and bad things happened to, him and his poor bodyguards, whatever. And we ended that, as I think we have with nearly every session, with you guys bugging out to the sound of sirens in the distance.
The song of my people.
I believe it was determined that you guys were going to return to your HQ in Haifa.
That was the last plan.
Yeah. So, observational note there: it will take about 2 hours to get there from Jerusalem. Heimdall is critically injured as well. I was presuming that somebody was going to apply first aid on there. So, on the bright side, he has already succeeded at a death check. So, there's that, I guess.
Did we actually roll for that already?
No.
Are you making
What
us roll for
kind
this?
of what kind of car are we in?
You guys had an SUV, I believe.
Are we still? I thought we were starting back wherever we were secured.
Yeah, it was just that was some sort of first aid was probably going to need to be applied to poor Heimdall.
Yeah, well, since we were in an SUV, that means we could easily get access to him while we're driving, so there's no need to stop.
All right, so noted. Among his pocket litter, so to speak, is a cell phone that's obviously locked. He has a hotel key for the Ben Jerusalem Hotel. It's a luxury hotel there. He has an ID and passport, both of which are Mexican, and the name given on those are or on that ID and that passport is Esteban Morales, which is not a name you have encountered before. He also had a Glock 23, but he never got really a chance to use it. Hey,
Apparently, I
Riley
need a
can,
replacement.
yeah, Riley can go. I'm gonna borrow this from him. And he also had Gwen's briefcase.
You said Esteban Morales?
Yes. All right. You had some note stuff.
Oh, pocket litter, Esteban Morales, passport.
Yeah, if you recall, the original thing that you knew about him was he was, or the name that you were given was his name was Jerry Melendez.
And it's Mexican?
The ID and the passport are Mexican. Yes, they look pretty real to you. I don't know. Do you have anything to
No.
identify that sort of thing?
Unless it's
So yeah, looks pretty
forgery
real
or
to you.
intel. And
No reason why it wouldn't be real. Maybe he actually is Esteban Morales. It's all a mistake. So yes, as noted, it will take about 2 hours to get to Haifa. So it is around 11:30 a.m. on the 14th. Yes, the 14th. How do I actually change the time on the calendar? Because I can change the date with no problem, but it just ignores all of my attempts to change the time.
Your mouse wheel.
That's not working.
You may have to hold control.
I apparently have to hold control. I apparently have learned something new today.
Then it's a
So,
good day.
guess that's something.
Well done. Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah. Well, see you guys next week then.
Cool.
Might as well, if the thing is there to use it, might as well use it. Yeah, so, but due to the nature of Heimdall's injuries, he is not going to wake before you get to the headquarters. You are likely going to be able to secure him however you wish inside the headquarters, because, well, he was pretty jacked up, and even after Mahoney did some first aid, he is still pretty jacked up.
We're gonna wrap his head in tinfoil.
Okay. to block out the transmitters, right?
And a wet towel.
That's right. Quick, get the thing to pull the big round thingy through his nose.
Out his nose.
Oh, that reminds me. Realized I should have included frickin' Heimdall. Wow, that is so much better, Brian, without seeing that irritating white thing. Thank you.
Yay.
Brian's like, I've accomplished something. See you guys next week.
Was it there and then disappeared by itself?
It's not even there.
Just thought I saw
And I
a
opened
flash
it.
when it first
No.
appeared.
Huh.
But yeah, looks
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was on the recap thing, so I probably didn't actually need to share that. Oh well.
Well, it's there now.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes.
Quinn's
So
briefcase.
so fiddling with the briefcase, whoever it was, obviously you are aware that it's hardened and it's a little heavier than a briefcase of its size should, which makes sort of sense as it's tough. And it's got the usual little it's got like the fingerprint reader doohickeys, but when one person puts their fingerprints on those, one of them will light up green and the other one will light up red. So it doesn't take much figuring out not figuring out what's the word. Doesn't take much effort to go, hey, why don't you put your finger there and I'll put my finger here?
Not there.
Inside the briefcase is a hardened tablet computer. There is also it looks like a newer model iPhone at first, but it doesn't have the iPhone signet or the Apple logo on it. And there's also a what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like a little wow. What are those clipboard things like that you have, Mark? The ones that seal up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Clipboard?
Well, it's like a clipboard, but you open it.
Oh, it has like a compartment and
Yeah.
a clipboard on the outside.
Yeah,
clipboard
it's just
with a storage.
it's like that. It's a little thicker.
Mine's
than,
called a nurse's clipboard.
Yeah, it's
it
got
might
like
be something like that. Yeah.
It's got basically a file compartment and a clipboard
Right.
on the outside.
And inside are there's a handful of things in there. There's but it's very clear that there are 4 new strong covers for the original 4 PCs, because Riley wasn't present at the time.
Roll.
It
feel
looks like
left out.
this was It looks like these covers have you guys acting as employees of the Global Wildlife Conservation Council.
Hey, new covers.
And there's also like some like little paperwork in there that it's like, oh, this is for reading through so you can actually talk the talk. And finally, additionally, inside that, there is also some sort of documentation about an aircraft that is currently stored at the Haifa airport.
Huh. Looks like you got yourself a plane there, Vega.
Sweetness.
Now I really feel left out. It's like you guys are having fun, except for Hurt.
Yeah, I don't think Hert's having a lot of fun right now.
Let's probably bet there's a tracker on this case. Probably sweep it for transmitter. Actually, I wonder if that's something like can be disabled. Like it has a disable the tracker button or something inside.
Okay, so
Hey, I'm this. Hey guys, I'm Ahmed Johnny, Global Wildlife Conservation.
No, you're not.
Says so right here on my ID. Look, you even got my eyes.
yeah, it's something like that, Carrie. Yeah. When you say a tracker there, Dan, you mean like, something that's built in or something that's been secured to it?
Built in.
Anyone know electronics? Want to give this phone a look-see?
Boy, it sure would be nice if what's his nuts was here.
I got forced entry.
I don't think it works like that.
Well,
No.
you get inside of it, but I don't think that's how we mean get inside of it.
Hand me that drill.
It's electronics repair security systems to disable.
Oh, apparently I have electronics repair communications, so yeah, I could probably get into that. Let me see it.
Cool.
To disable trackers is electronics repair security systems.
Oh, well, he was talking about the phone. Yeah, I don't have that for security. Alas.
Pretty certain Vega does because he picked it up recently.
He doesn't remember it too well, though.
Hell, Vega's gonna get lucky.
See if I can jailbreak that phone.
Actually, it turns out you may not need to. You do the usual thing. You put your finger over the optical scanner, whatchamacallit, for the fingerprint recognition, and it unlocks.
Oh, I feel slightly less left out. And slightly more suspicious.
So yeah, this thing, after a couple of minutes of screwing around with it, it's got a bunch of apps and such like that. You realize that this is the phone that Quinn was interacting with damn it, McKay? Yeah, McKay. He was basically trying to get like a super secret spy phone that could do all the kind of crap that you would want to have a spy to be capable of doing. So it can hack other phones, like the forced pairing thing, like in Person of Interest. Can use if you plug it into something a regular computer via USB connection, it can sort of
R2D2 it.
pull the stuff down to this phone, such like that. It's like ideal for the team that doesn't have the super hacker.
Hey, this is super. That looks pretty intuitive. You think McKay put this together with us in mind?
I bet even Hurt could use it.
Not right now. Oh, too soon?
Too soon, bro. Too soon.
Ooh, look, it has a do what I mean button.
I need one of those. But bomb. You will actually, not on this phone, but on your phone, you will actually receive a text from Riggs. Derp.
What does it say?
You are in so much trouble, mister.
Oh, man. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay, no, so, hold on. I can do it this way.
Or Brom, you have some explaining to do.
Yeah, Lucy.
Whoa, we've just been sitting around at HQ waiting for something to happen.
As far as he knows. Except for all those phone calls we made. Asking for help.
Yeah, I think once we did that, it kind of
Those were coded.
Really, well, they were in the open until we coded them, but I think that would it's kind of the cat's out of the bag now, guys.
Riggs thinks my phone is tapped. He wants me to call him on that one. I point to the one that you guys were just messing with.
Well, here.
I'll call him.
All right. As soon as he answers, he's gonna answer it with like, "What the hell is going on? I've got Egypt on the verge of war with Sudan. Reports of a car chase and a gunfight in the streets of Jerusalem, and my contacts inside the Israeli government tell me they have 3 German nationals in custody who are apparently mute. So what the hell is going on?"
Only the verge of war? Great. And we were
way
successful.
better than we thought.
Hi, Riggs. Sudan was my fault.
Everyone says hi. Riley says Sudan is his fault. Would you like to speak to him?
Yeah, it's Riggs' fault.
Not yet.
It's Riley's
What the
fault.
hell is
Totally
Riggs?
Riley's.
Okay.
In the background,
Alright.
He wants to
Start
talk
at the
to you.
beginning.
in the background, Vega's gonna say, "By the way, none of it was my fault." Just saying.
Not
I don't care whose fault it was. I don't know what the hell's going on.
As usual.
well. Who's gonna tell them what's going on?
Sir, I don't think you're cleared for that information.
You can't do that to the boss.
Yeah, and Quinn's kind of in a bad spot, so I guess, and we kind of let the cat out of the bag by calling for, hey, our butts are in the fire. Come save us, please. And he did, technically. Sent Riley.
Oh, I thought Riggs said he wanted to talk to Riley. I was going to hand the phone over.
He said not yet.
Oh, I misunderstood. Sorry.
Vega's
Well,
trying
yeah,
to
eventually gonna
defuse the situation with sarcasm, which never works, but
Do you remember?
He
it's
keeps
what he
trying.
does.
Do you remember that last conversation we had Where you said quit doing stuff off the books for Quinn?
You're talking about Asgard Yellow Checkmate.
I kind of look at Vega as like and mouth the words. He knows about that.
Not yellow?
Do you remember that conversation, Riggs?
Yes.
Okay, well, right after we hung up from that, we did something else for... we did something else for Quinn.
We did something naughty.
Well,
We did that.
I am
We
aware
just did
of
that thing that you told us not to do.
I am aware of that. I mean, think it over. At any time when I've spoken to you during those side jobs, did I ever actually tell you to stop?
Well, no.
Of course I knew
'Cause
what
we-
he was doing.
'cause we
Give
have
me some
leeway.
credit.
Because we have clout.
Liz
Leeway
Riggs.
for getting things done.
Plus, I've been slow walking operations for the last 2 months on purpose with Quinn's assistance.
Slow walking, why?
In the last 3 months alone, at least 3 of our operations, Wakanda Orange Zipper, Pandora Black Hotel, and Metropolis Red Zulu, they went dangerously south because the targets had pre-warning that we were coming. Somebody talked, and Quinn was been helping me try to find out who. We lost some good agents, and I'd like to have some words with whoever was responsible.
Well, at least we know we didn't completely hose this up on our own.
Certain words were exchanged. Also, certain bullets. Black
Vega
moss,
feels a little.
rainbow.
Vega feels a little better that the colours in those operations matched some of ours. We're not complete fuck-ups.
Exactly.
Not because
so
of that, anyway.
Are you saying Are you saying Khan's ops is burned?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah, we're on speakerphone, Charlie's Angels style.
Hello, angels.
Is he still doing that?
So, based off of the craziness, I would like to at least presume that you managed to obtain the target.
Yep.
Yep, we have it.
Good. Has he given you any information yet?
Nope.
Well, we were just about to work on it and see if we can get it working again.
His colour's not very good either.
Well, as far as we can tell, he's just a facilitator, a mercenary of some sort. He's not the mastermind who. We just need his contacts. So find out what he knows about. He pauses and you can hear him typing. He's like Balder and Braggy, and more importantly, find out what he knows about the serious strike that you guys were a response to. Then cut him loose. I'd recommend either putting him in the ground or leaving him in place to let Shinbet take him into custody once you've cleared out. That'll be your call.
Oh. Living for Shinbet, allows other people to pull information out of him. So,
So does everybody glance at the PC that they know is Callus? Like, oh crap.
I think there's another artery going to get cut.
It's possible. Doesn't like it if it's not necessary, though. He just has no problem doing it if it is.
Riggs is also going to say, where are you at the moment?
back at the loft.
Home.
Ah, good. Then you can stream this. I can actually observe the interrogation from here.
All right, Vega, get your poking stick.
Hey,
I
let's see
thought
if we can get
we,
his.
I thought we were going to keep that in private.
Yeah, but
Not that
imagine
one.
him trying to him like telling us to stop.
Let's see if
Tell
we
us
can
what
get
we
his.
want, and we'll stop.
Let's see if we can get his phone working first, and go ahead and force pair it, just in case we lose him.
I'd also suggest starting with the easy way, like make him some tea and ask him some questions. And if he's not forthcoming, then work on him.
Then you throw water in his face and you'll beefcake.
You can start however you like.
No, that's totally stupid. In what is it? How would we phrase that? It's an old game that both Daniel and Mark were involved in with me when we had a player who did that. He was like, "All right, I'm gonna interrogate this guy," and he's throwing water in his face and yelling, "Beefcake!" Like
Cartman?
okay.
I think it had something to do with Cartman.
Mm.
Yeah, I think he, basically showing off his well-muscled shirt and all that kind of stuff in a weird intimidation method. It was odd, and it oddly worked. But
It was
only
funny.
because it was funny, and the dice really liked him. But if I recall,
Well, honestly, that would be pretty off-putting. You
put your
might be
shirt back
concerned.
on. I'll tell you what you want to know.
Black Moth Super Rainbow. What the hell is that?
It's a weird band from a few years ago.
I am not familiar with them. No, with the sort of code things, I stole an idea nominally from. Have any of you heard of the Laundry series? It's like Spies meet Cthulhu.
No.
It's really, and it's one of those. It's a Charles Stross or something like that. I think it is. It's one of those where he presumes that the reader is really intelligent, which I do appreciate. Unfortunately, I'm not that intelligent sometimes because it's like super high end mathematics is potentially capable of like casting spells and crap. And the way they ended up naming their missions were really weird. So I'm like, I kind of like that. I'm gonna do something like that. So what I ended up doing is, you got fictional location, priority color, and then an other code. And the other code is usually a random noun, but it can be linked, or it can link this op to a different op. So in this case, Asgard, I guess it's Asgard Black Checkmate, not Asgard. What are we? Aren't we asking? Yeah, Asgard Black Checkmate. Checkmate is going to be a callback to Mark's Operation Chessman.
Cool.
All right.
Anywho.
Well, we wake him up, and
Yell beefcake.
now here's a question. I was looking through some of the books. The complementary skills, are those rolled first, and then if successful are added to the final skill roll?
Yes.
As I understand it, yes.
Because
Alright,
if you
so-
fail,
You get negatives.
you get negatives.
But they're not affected. The complementary skill is not affected by bad, but the standard is. Gotcha. All right, so I'm going to.
When the guy
Establish
wakes up.
who's the- Actually, let me check and see what I have for interrogation.
When the guy wakes up and people are going to go work on him, Vega's going to say, "Bring out the gimp."
Okay, I only have a 12, so I presume I'm not taking over that operation.
My interrogation is a 14.
Yeah, but you're still the guy.
Alright.
I might have to update this. I think. Do we have this?
We don't have interrogation on the masters.
Hey,
skill.
since we're at headquarters, maybe we have some drugs in here,
Jumper cables? What? Yep.
or that,
Probably.
but specifically drugs.
Hey, whatever happens on your off time, nobody really cares.
Okay, can I use tradecraft as a complementary skill to the interrogate? Potentially?
In what capacity? Tell me how. I'm not saying no. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
curious
trying to.
what you're thinking.
Hold on. No, actually, I probably have something better.
You had acting, right?
I have acting. I do. I can try that. So I'm gonna kind of act all friendly and stuff like that, and try and get. I'm gonna do what Baum said. Make him a cup of tea and stuff like that, which is really weird and throws Mahoney for a loop because Baum, being the callous one of us all, is saying be nice to him, which is seems out of character for Baum, being nice to people.
You could try to convince him that he's not being held by Americans.
Yep.
Well,
Hey.
technically he's not, considering you're the only American
that's
in this
true.
group of 4.
Well, but the company is kind of American.
All right. So I will convince him that it's that we're not really hey, we even patched you up. We're actually not really, we don't care about him per se. We just in fact, where our boss has even told us to let you go, and we'll just kind of leave you here. Go off, do whatever you want. There's bigger fish to fry, that kind of thing. You're a means to an end. And then I will begin the interrogation.
I meant to have you roll that in the box, but that was my
Oh,
my
I'm
fault.
sorry.
No, it's my fault. Don't worry about it. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's see.
Never
Acting.
sounds
Is that
great.
resisted?
I believe so.
By will, I think, typically.
It's resisted by will, and there's modifiers based on loyalty and stuff like that. And also the methods.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. I've got one will check I made. That's fine. But this, let's say this plus that. All right. So yeah. So he is still very obviously quite a bit jacked up. But you start doing that. He's gonna look at the oh, before I even get started, Daniel was asking about drugs. What were you asking about drugs for?
Something like sodium pentothal, or
Yeah, but I don't think any of us has the ability to administer that, do we?
well, you got first aid of 14. It's enough to start an IV, I presume.
Doesn't take any special skill, just a little practice. They let people off the street do it at those little dock in the box clinics.
There is a skill for that. It is. I was just looking at that actually. Getting them to talk.
No, that's in like action.
Yep. That's going to be
2?
pharmacy or physician. defaults to IQ -7.
To administer a medication.
Well,
The correct
to not
doses
kill
and
him
stuff.
with the medication. You know?
Oh, well, yeah. But, generally you get stuff that's pre-dosed for you, and then all you have to do is stick it, which is super easy.
So serum works in about 30 seconds, sapping 1d fatigue for the subject and forcing a health -1 roll. Failure means he has a -2 will during the interrogation. Yep. Interrogators without suitable skills can roll at default, but failure on either skill roll renders the subject unconscious before he can talk, or worse in reality. But this is action movie.
I think it's fine where it's at right now. I suspect it's one of those that you look at the stuff and look at how messed up he is, and don't really want to test it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I could do this, but he's an older guy, and I'm pretty certain I did have to tape up one of those bullet holes that I put in him.
I
So
don't know that I put in him.
Thanks, Mahoney.
I don't know that I put it in him. I'm not
Well, you could
taking
just
responsibility.
Could just get him drunk then.
Yeah,
right.
but that makes you bleed a whole lot more, and that's still a bad idea. Thins the blood.
So you get started. You doing the exchange of pleasantries, and he observes you for a little bit. Then he's going to sniff the tea and take a drink of it, but clearly wincing because hey, he's I don't know, him probably handcuffed to the table as well, and that's kind of difficult.
I'll help him.
He springs a leak out of his chest.
Takes a drink and it's like squirt, squirt, squirt. Like, oh no, that's bad. So, and he's going to respond to your overtures with he's like, let's not waste any more of each other's time, shall we? You want the
That would be
information
best.
I have at my disposal. I know this because if you didn't, your Officer Baum would have already shot me in the head and buried my body somewhere in the desert.
I gotta look over to Baum and be like,
That's true.
it's probably true.
He probably wouldn't have buried him.
Yes, I know his name. I know all of your names. That's what I do.
Well, this is it. Will make for some interesting conversation.
I bet he doesn't know
Mr.
mine.
Morales.
Oh, that's one of my names,
Oh, of
Agent
course.
Mahoney.
Then that's just one of my names.
As I recall, was it former SAS, recruited directly into MI5, currently on loan to Consular Operations because I believe you screwed up rather badly in Glasgow, was it? Your immediate supervisor thought this was the best place for you to stay off the radar till the Director General forgets how irritated he is at you?
He knows too much. Pick him out.
I'm like, okay, so you do know quite a bit about us, more than even some of these guys know about me, but okay.
I didn't see Sergeant Hurt present. I certainly hope that doesn't mean he was killed.
Oh, I think he's in the pisser. Missing all the fun.
Uh-huh.
Got any really fun stuff on him?
Actually, I'm presuming we. I kind of presume we have him in an interrogation closet.
Right.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't know who's here or not.
Yeah. The one-way
yes, but
mirror.
he saw you guys. He saw you guys in the vehicle.
Probably not very well, though.
Yeah, it'd be unfortunate if he had a really high IQ and eidetic memory.
Oh, no. So, I see you know a lot about us. Let's get on to getting on then. We don't need to waste each other's time here.
Agreed. Shall we begin?
Yes. Let's begin with why you were in Egypt. Port Said, to be precise.
I was meeting some people.
Were you meeting this individual? And I pushed a small picture of Baldar.
Occurs to me I should probably include that for the stream purposes. It's like, ugh, that Pendejo. Yes. Yes, I met him, and I will gladly give you whatever you need on that stupid fool. He gave his name as Paul Suresh. I did not bother asking for his occupation because everything else about him was a lie, so I suspected that would be too. As I know, or from what I know, him and his partner operated out of Cairo, which is rather bold of them given their predilections.
So, and I assume you mean, you're speaking about this individual. I pushed the photo of Braggy.
Yes, he identified himself as Rene Delacroix and claimed to be from Quebec, but that accent was purely Parisian. I would not be surprised at all to discover if he was former DGSE.
You said he's French, but claims to be what?
Oh, he claimed to be from Quebec. Which sort of makes Hertz whole. I believe it was both of the people who had minor custom issues were coming in were claiming to be Canadian of the PCs. Because I know Hurt was, and I think
Yeah.
Mahoney's. I think one of Mahoney's covers was Canadian, and that was the one that he was going into Egypt under.
Let's see. I went in under a yes. No, I went under a medium. UAE that became medium or weak.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, I guess that sort of maybe makes sort of sense why Hertz cover also went kerplop. It's those damn Canadians. You got to keep an eye on them.
So, what was passed in your vehicle to Braggy after leaving your the cab?
It's a laptop.
Sorry,
This
I'm
is
taking
tolerably
notes.
decent tea.
Hey, I'm British. The only thing I do better, the only thing I know better is my beer and my scotch.
I thought Scotch was or Scots.
Didn't say it had to be, it's delicious. Maybe after, this, I can get you some. I got a small bottle in the back. But first, back to the questions at hand. What information was on this laptop you passed?
It was in regards to an operation they had requested that I conduct or assist them in conducting.
Care to elaborate?
Do I have any choice?
Well, I would say yes. You could say no, but I've got a really rough couple of friends, and Bomb can be a bit of, well, rough.
Yes, Officer Baum. Are his superiors still upset about how he dealt with the Mohammad Atassi incident? And it's like, Baum's like, knows too much.
Vega and Riley have to hold him back before he reaches and shoots through the glass.
Put that gun down, buddy.
Sounds like some, fun over scotch conversation to have with Baum, but I'm really not interested in that. More interested in what this operation that you are doing. Does this have anything to do with the cargo that
It was. They needed to put a team into Syria near the Iraqi border, then extract them with some sensitive cargo. So I arranged for this team to be flown over the target so they could skydive in. And then small boats were waiting so they could extract via the Euphrates and insert into Iraq, where my job was supposed to end. However, they ran into some sort of complication in Iraq and once again needed my assistance to get their cargo free of the area. And even after that was accomplished, they had yet another issue they needed my assistance with, which is time-sensitive target assassination against your agent Quinn. I thought their requirements were ridiculous. That there are far better ways to kill someone and make it look like an accident. But they insisted on the use of explosives, which I took to mean they had a secondary target they didn't want me to know about. Still, at the time, I had an asset already in the American Embassy, and sadly, now I don't.
Why is he telling us so much?
It's kind of what that's what I'm thinking. But so the cargo that we were transporting out of Kuwait, I assume that's the strike team that went into Syria. Is that what you're saying? The one that is at risk of
The cargo?
us?
No.
So what's
Cargo
the
was a scientist of some sort, I think.
You wouldn't by any chance have the name of the scientist, would you?
No, I did not. In question, I did not dig into it that much. They paid me money, and I was only supposed to provide them entrance into the area.
Oh, come on. You're such a smart guy, and you're way more intelligent than me. But even I can tell that you probably don't operate without knowing something about what this scientist, or who the scientist, or what the scientist does.
Actually, I don't know if he is more intelligent than you. Now I gotta look. Because I'm curious.
Regardless, I'm gonna say he's more intelligent than I am.
It was supposed to be a one-time off. I did not dig into it. I didn't particularly care much for Mr. Suresh or his associate Delacroix.
So, as I understand it, this cargo was to arrive in the Yemenese island, or the island just off of Yemen. Starts with an I wrote it
Socotra.
down. Yes, Socotra. Transfer to Socotra.
You're better informed than I thought.
Well, it's never me. It's the team.
It was something like that, and it was supposed to. They had an additional other associates were supposed to meet and pick up the cargo.
What's the timetable on this ship, or this shipment out of Kuwait? I know it was supposed to arrive last night. When was it expected to arrive in Socotra?
Well, that depends on whether they actually followed through on what they intended or not.
How are you guys going to get past the U.S. And Saudi, or the coalition? What was your
It's a
plan on getting
ship.
past? Well, but you know how it goes. Random
Yes, you know exactly
stops.
what are the chances they're going to find anything on a cargo ship?
And the person, like I said, smarter than me. So I understand this Pablo Jimenez. That was your op to take. Yeah.
Wasn't my op.
And you said this was Balder and Braggy's idea.
Yes.
Are they the? Are they the
I'm just
illustrious?
the middleman here.
Are they the illustrious masterminds behind this, or who's who
I
they
highly
report
doubt
to?
it.
Surely you have some idea who they might work for, organizational, whatever. Like I said,
I had not
I have nothing, yeah.
successfully. I had not managed to determine that yet, and then that moron decided to shoot up a soccer stadium.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
does
he paid
seem
for that.
legitimately irritated at with the reference toward when he's discussing that.
Point of
Well,
order.
He paid for that.
What did we do with him?
He died.
I know he died. Did we leave him?
I wasn't gonna take the body with us.
So that means the Egyptian authorities have him now.
Yep. Well, his body's with the Egyptian authorities, so hopefully they can roll back
His
the tapes.
body. Oh, well done. And he'll almost sort of salute you with the now mostly empty tea.
Hey, if we can do you a favor as well as you're doing us a favor back, it's just a small thing we can do for each other, right? Oh man, what else information do I let this guy know? So this op into Syria, that wouldn't happen. Where exactly in Syria did this op go down? Do you have any idea?
It's near the border of Iraq. If you have a map, I can show you. Was it Abu Kamal? I believe it was near.
I kind of do the glance through the glass at the guys, like, yeah.
You're
we've heard of
familiar
it.
with it.
Yep. Looked like, from what we know, is a right mess happened over there. Do you know if our friends Balder and Braggy have any connection with our Russian special forces?
Ooh, good question.
You've run into the Russians. Well, evidently, based on what I understand, the cargo that Suresh's people snapped, the scientist, was Russian, and they very much want him back.
So the Russians were looking, or are wanting this individual. So for out of character, something we might want to run that down, find out who the Russians would be so interested in, and who I don't know if we pulled any intel out of that place compared to what we found.
What place are we talking about?
The Syria location.
We had photos and stuff.
True. Actually, so I understand it that you have would you be able to identify this scientist if you saw him?
Me? No. I just provided them the plane and the pilot insane enough to fly over the region and theoretically risk getting shot down by trigger happy Americans.
So, knowing that you know us, what is your connection, if any, to Quinn? I assume he's made life difficult for you.
I had never heard of the man until recently.
Ah. Out of character, this makes me wonder if Quinn was Quinn the one who locked Hemendall's money down, or was it some
Yep.
other organization? Okay,
Quinn with NSA assistants.
gotcha.
Yeah, he said he was going to.
So the attack on Quinn had nothing to do with retaliation against anything that has occurred to your organization.
No, this Suresh and Delacroix wanted him dead for some reason.
You said you had a contact within the embassy as well?
Past tense.
Who was this contact, if you don't mind me asking?
He's deceased now.
Right.
And in multiple pieces.
Surely he had a name, or she had a name. I mean, then telling me here who it was wouldn't be a problem, since there's no way we could take any action against them. Out of character, the reason I'm asking is it could be passed along through Riggs's channels to, hey, you had a mole kind of thing. Mole is
Right.
dead, but whatever information that person may have been working with can be sanitized or backtracked, or how much harm might have been done by that individual.
Well, at least you know that individual is deceased and in multiple pieces, so...
Right, but what damage they could have caused by
Well,
loose
it's
lips.
possibly they could be tracked down by the fact that they're not here.
Yeah, but if they spoke about a mission before they got blown up, or prior missions, or say, hey, we had these missions all go bad and they're wondering why, we could tie at least that investigation to a nice bow for them, kind of thing. Or if they had an op getting ready to go and he knew about it, they may change that op last minute because it may have been compromised prior to this guy's death.
He does seem a little hesitant about providing, any names in the event that that could, come back and blow up in his face. But he will eventually provide one.
Okay.
I don't have it.
No worries. That's just more side thing then. It's like,
Logically, that is probably how the explosive was taken in some capacity or in some way.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Logically, the contact or whatever was how he got the explosive in.
gotcha. I figured it's the U.S. Embassy. The FBI would be rather interested into looking into that guy's background.
Well, to be fair, it also doesn't necessarily mean the guy was working there,
He
working
could've
with
been.
him willingly.
True, it could have been. I mean, it's mice, money, ideology.
That's right. He's going to twirl
coercion.
his mustache and go, ah,
Coercion,
ha, ha,
yeah, coercion,
I have your,
or ego.
your dog.
Could have been coerced, but that could mean that hey, maybe. Yeah, I leave that to a whole different team. It's just more information that I would want to pass if somebody knew. Hey, you had a spy. He's dead, but you did have a spy, kind of thing. Anyone else have any questions that you would pass to me to ask?
No.
Not that I can think of.
The usual manner on the payment could be useful.
Yes. What's there? How are you normally? How is this? How are this payment usually done?
At that question, he's probably going to actually get a little irritated looking and give you a foul look with like, Why do you even need to have to ask me that question after you've gone through your people have gone through done such a good job at closing and freezing so much of my accounts?
So I seen cash, electronic transfers, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be electronic transfers because that's what Quinn was saying that he was going to lock down.
So he's not paying in bunny slippers.
Nope.
Vega's going to turn to the rest of the group and say he should have used Bitcoin.
Yeah, and he's probably going to complain. I should have used Bitcoin.
Oh boy.
So, going back to this laptop, what information was on this laptop?
You're back to asking him.
Yeah.
Let's see. So how's that? I'm trying to remember exactly how I have that. He's going to explain. Brain cramp. So the laptop that he took with him into the cab had the contact information, so they could pick up the cargo. And the laptop that he picked up and took out of the because he swapped it with the other one, had the information for obtaining his payments. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that
Gotcha.
laptop anymore because, well, the Egyptians have it.
Yep. So, okay, the laptop that he passed off was the contact information, the cargo. The one he received was how he was expecting to get paid.
Right. And Vega did see Braggy with the other laptop that had the pick up this or the contact, the cargo information.
So, you seem to know quite a bit about us. How much about us does this Mr. Delacroix and Suresh know about, or did Suresh know about us?
I don't know. I would say you'd have to ask him, but it appears you apparently killed him beforehand.
True, but I mean, how much information might you have passed to them? How interested were they in us? Were they even aware of us?
I didn't know who you were until after he was an idiot. And then I got interested and started digging.
That's out of character. I would be definitely going, okay, so who knew about my record, and who knew about Bomb's record, and how did he get into that information, etc., etc. Because that would help track down who a possible mole is.
Yeah, that is concerning. And that's why Riggs was saying that he thought our stuff was compromised.
Yep.
He's a remote viewer.
Oh man.
Damn it, Daniel.
What is it? X-ray Ultra, or
Nope. He's just a telepath. What you guys don't realize is he's not actually here.
He's reading our mind.
He's not actually here. You're just you're just talking to an image that he left when he walked out.
And I think I'm in a interrogation room. I'm really in a padded room, and everyone else is looking through the glass, wondering why Mahoney has lost his mind. He's talking to himself.
Crap.
Maybe.
I guess that's it for the week, guys. I'll see you next week as I reevaluate.
Nice.
We all know why he's crazy.
All right, let's see. Let's see. We've talked about the laptop.
I couldn't trouble you for some more of this tea, could I?
Absolutely. And, I'll make sure it's like a pot. I'll make sure it's like a pot, and then that I can pour both from, so he knows that it's not poisoned or anything.
How do you know he's not hideously allergic to it, and it's like actually killing him?
Well, okay. That would
Let's
be on him for not telling us that he has allergies, and not me.
we got a snack machine. You want some Funyuns?
And I'm sure we probably have some, what is it? Injectors, ephedrine, EpiPens. All right, so okay, Pablo. Okay, cargo. We know what that was. That was a scientist. I have nothing else. I'm
Yeah, I
just
think that
updating.
covers most of it
I'm
there.
updating most of my. Let me go get you that tea, and then if anyone else has any questions or Riggs wants to pass us questions that we.
Did we get any specific details on the ship?
Oh yeah, that would be a good question. What information about the ship? Name of the ship, potentially type of ship.
I thought he had said something about the cargo, but I missed that part.
The cargo is the Russian scientist.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what the illegitimate cargo was, but that is actually a good question too.
I have to actually open up some additional things to remind myself on that part, because I do have that written down. And it's just like, what was that again? I don't know. Let me find out.
It was Socotra. I confirm Socotra the final destination for this Russian scientist, or were they to move him further along somewhere else?
He has no idea about that.
Where did it
They were just
start?
supposed to pick him up.
Kuwait, that's what it was.
Now, Braggy and Balder were going to pick the scientist up.
Or
Socotra,
their
right?
agents. Maybe along the way.
So they were. Yeah, Socotra was a drop-off point for the cargo, and then where that happened, what happened after that was not his concern. Got it. Okay, Pegasus.
Pegasi.
All right. Probably want to run a search for that ship name and
Ship finder.
ship finder.
Should ask Riggs if he has any questions, since he's on the
Right.
line.
Yeah, actually, since we're listening in behind the one-way glass, I'm sure we can go ahead and hit the internet real quick to see if we can get a locator on the Pegasus.
I think I've got most everything, guys. I don't know any other questions that come to mind. Oh, when was, if all goes well, all went well, when was this ship to arrive in Socotra?
He will give you an appropriate date. It looks like I did not have that jotted down.
Well, it's not very far. Couple of days, probably. At the worst.
Well, that wasn't its ultimate destination. It was, going somewhere else. But
Right. But the drop off would have been an extra time.
Oh, wait, no, that's right. It's coming from Kuwait to Socotra. Never mind. Yeah, that's going to take a while.
All right, so I get him his tea. Pour 2 glasses, drink one down, hand him the other. And then I guess leave him to that, and then go confer with Riggs. I guess. You hear all that? What's your take?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I may have to readjust that. I may have misspoke the original time about that with
Okay.
the cargo. I'll have to double check my notes.
Well,
But
you
I
didn't
do.
say a time,
Yeah.
so I just put in time given, and then we'll.
No. I mean from Kuwait because for a reason. I'll double check that
No worries.
later. Not now. Yeah. So yes, he did hear that. That's well. He seems fairly confident. Although, sort of a brief aside here. I think both Mahoney, not Mahoney, but both Mark and Carrie were wondering, "Wow, this guy's really chatty." What I did there was he failed his overconfidence check, and Mahoney beat him on the interrogation by a sizable margin.
Don't
So
tell us all the
I
secrets.
no, I'm just saying. So it was this. It wasn't just he didn't just start vomiting stuff. Mahoney just did an excellent job at being an interrogator type.
It's that tea.
Maybe the tea was laced.
At 20 knots average, that's about 4 days.
Is that a typical cruise speed?
That's a cargo. That's a container ship moving between 18 and 20 knots. That's slow steaming.
Okay.
So that's from where to where?
Kuwait
Sorry, I was
to Socotra.
okay. Hold on.
That doesn't state when it leaves Kuwait. Actually, that's just from Kuwait to there, and then because who knows, it probably has
Yeah.
to dock and then do whatever resupply, and then unless
And it could
It-
get held up outside port waiting for clearance or something.
or maybe it never goes to port. They just do a small fast boat one way, drop
Or
off,
that.
and then they just kind of sail right past and keep moving.
Just
kind of thing.
shove him overboard.
Or that. That happens too.
Or hey, the guy had the all the contact information, and then his partner got shot up, and everything went to crap in Egypt. So
Was
maybe
that
they're going to
on the Grand Tour where they dumped his truck off
Yeah,
the
dumped the
off the
truck
boat
off the
and let
boat.
it float in?
Okay, right. So you'd asked what Riggs thought. He is, he's going to be quiet for a bit. He's like, I'm going to. And so, since based off of his being as forward as he is, he's clearly presuming that Americans are involved. So he obviously would rather the U.S. take control of this mess than say the Israelis, because well, the Americans would just likely just throw this dude in prison for life.
I'm sure that can be arranged. My friend
The
Hurt.
Israelis
Riley.
may just, the Israelis, however, may just go, nah, you killed some of our people, and we're just gonna. There's a spot out here in the desert for you. In fact, we're gonna let Bomb do it.
Well, but I guess he was the kind of was the facilitator. May not be the planner or the bomber, but definitely a facilitator in the bombing of Jerusalem. Well, that's definitely something to take up with the Americans. I'm sure, you know, Hurt and Riley, will have a long discussion about that. If that's what
After
you wish,
Hurt
I'm
wakes
sure we
up.
could probably drop
Hurt's
you
not
off with him.
gonna.
I didn't.
Hurt's not
I'm
gonna.
not. I know. I'm not
Hurt's-
telling him Hurt's injured though.
Oh,
Not
no,
gonna
no, no,
admit
no,
it,
no.
yeah.
I was talking about Riggs. You'd somebody had asked, is like, well, what's Riggs thinking?
Yeah, because I mean, if Riggs, Riggs said, kill him or drop him off with, the authorities, I'm sure we could probably, work with Riggs and have some CIA or local FBI affiliate, say, hey, we're gonna do a handoff, meet here and pick up the guy, that helped facilitate the thing, willing to talk if you don't release him to Israeli, custody. What
Well,
they
Riggs is
actually,
yeah, go ahead.
what they do is beyond, what we care about. If Riggs, fakes it and says, "Hey, we're," and it's the Israelis that pick him up, I don't care. This guy's just, I'm just pretending like I like him. This guy needs to go to jail. He facilitated the murder and detonation of an explosive device at a U.S. embassy. So,
Well, yeah. So Riggs is definitely going to at least comment. Well, this does give us a bit more information on the Syrian bot. I do wish you had managed to bring in Balder, but oh well. Maybe we could have found out a bit more about the team that preceded yours.
Well, Bragi's still out there.
well, to be fair, whoever was, either A, they just saw a dude and wasted him, or they never intended to take him alive anyway. So, they were rather gun happy, so based on my experience, I don't think they cared if we, to have taken Balder with them. I think they were just as happy that as he got whacked as to have brought him back alive. Heck, and he probably knew too much anyway. So whoever Balder and Braggy are ultimately working for, they had they don't have that much loyalty for their operators.
Hey, is everybody involved in this conversation with Riggs?
I would assume so. Yes. I don't know why everyone but Hemidal.
Well, obviously.
I wouldn't be having this conversation with Riggs
Except
alone.
for his, telepathy.
We're in Charlie's Angels mode.
All right. Well, I'm gonna speak up here and say, can I talk to Riggs for a minute here?
Why? I mean, sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
I point. I don't. I point to the phone. He's right there. Talk.
No, I mean, I need to talk to Riggs.
I exchanged
I'll take it
glances
off.
with
That's fine.
Vega and
Take it off
Baum,
speaker and go outside or something.
Yep, that's fine with me.
eyebrow raise. It's like look to Vega and Baum says okay, and I do the okay. Let's keep secrets. What a
Vega will
lovely
say.
family we are.
Vega's gonna say, "Oh, it's gonna be like that, is it?"
Yeah, exactly. I sit there inside with Vega and kind of give Riley the, oh, really? I thought we were a team here.
Well, we're a team of many different parts that work together for different reasons. It's okay for him to have a private conversation.
As everybody sneaks behind him and is peering around corners and It's okay for him to have a private conversation. Let me push this button so I can eavesdrop.
Hey, Riley, you can go use that room over there. It's quiet.
And Riley doesn't know anything about HQ here.
That's
He d-
probably
he-
true.
He doesn't know about the not private room.
It was Hertz.
Hey,
Hey, Hertz brought back hot chicks, so.
Okay, so Riley, you tell tell Riggs what you need to tell him, and he is surprised. And he's like, "Hold on, all right, hold on. I'm accessing something now." And it's like pauses. You can hear him, typing away. Sounds like you got pretty good typing speed. And then he's like, "Huh, locked out. Director's eyes only. All right, I was afraid of this. I'm sending an image to this phone. I need you to confirm." And he sends you a image, and that is the person. Yes.
confirm.
And he goes, "Well, shit. All right. I need the rest of the team on the line now."
We're here.
Understood.
No, we're still here. No.
All right, we're back.
That would be funny, though.
Speakerphone.
Right. Riggs says will fill the lot of you in. He will inform you that apparently something unexpected has been going on. It would appear that the team that preceded you into Syria and hit Facility 36 was Petty Officer Riley's team, operating on operation that was referred to as Klendathu Black Shadow, which
Well,
yeah, and it's like, well, oh, okay.
wheels within wheels.
According to, well, actually, I guess, according to the instructions that Mr. Riley has told me, that their instructions were pretty simple. They were to halo in via a third-party airplane, infiltrate the site, sanitize the scientists except for one, and he will. We've got the image of this guy, who they were instructed to exfiltrate. It says, "This is Mikhail Andrusha Breznikov. He is a leading microbiologist specializing in biowarfare. That I know of, the Russians have tried to kill him 3 times, maybe 4, in the last 10 years. But somehow this slippery bastard has always managed to make good with them at the last minute. He dropped off our radar last April, which led us to believe that his luck ran out and the Russians had finally buried him somewhere in Siberia. Evidently not." He says, "Hold on, I got something coming in," and it was like type. He's like,
And then the phone
well,
cuts off, and we hear about a bombing.
like my contact in Shinbet has just has just informed me that all 3 of the German nationals they had in their custodies have apparently managed to commit suicide by hanging themselves with their fucking bootstrings.
Unfortunate.
Wow.
Who the hell does that? And in response to Mahoney's question, he's like, "No, Quinn didn't know this. I also did not know this. This was this operation. I am currently unable to access any of the information about it."
Okay.
He pauses, like, "All right, the following information is eyes only. You cannot share it with outside of anyone present. It's like, I am sending you an additional image. And it's like, this was taken 3 weeks ago in London, and most of you will recognize one of the. Okay, most of you will recognize the man. He is.
Right.
Crap.
Hey, that's that one guy that you
Yeah,
guys
we
told me all
originally
about.
Is that Rook?
That's
we
Rook.
originally classified him as just a middleman, like Heimdall, but clearly he's a little higher up in the food chain than we thought. Accordingly, Phil redubbed him Odin. The woman, that is where things get complicated. Despite the efforts,
Isn't it
Sounds
always?
about right.
Yes, despite the efforts she took to remain anonymous, we have positively identified her as our very own director of operations, Jennifer Harrington. Which means Khan's-Op does appear to have been compromised.
Oh,
Wow.
fudge.
Quinn came to me with his suspicions about 6 months ago, right after his promotion. So it would appear something odd is definitely going on. And I am curious how everyone is reacting to the nonsense.
Who
Bomb
did?
said, sounds about right.
How much does Harrington know about our operations? Because
Everything?
I'm feeling really not safe where we're at right now, guys. In
She
fact,
is Riggs' boss.
We might
Yeah,
want to start.
she knows
yeah.
everything.
Right, I know. That's what I mean. Is I'm not feeling very safe where we're at right now.
Who did Riley get his orders from? For
He
the
didn't get
Clint
the
Duffy?
orders. His team leader
Or
got
his
the
team.
orders.
Oh, does he not know?
No, because the team leader sadly died in the operation in Sudan. As far as Riley was aware, this was just a standard op. A little dirtier than some because they said, yeah, you need to sanitize the scientists.
That was a bit odd.
But hey, these are bioweapons and stuff, so that
Well, they were
might be
making
for the best.
zombies. They were making zombies, so honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal.
That's kind of a big deal. Zombies aren't like. Did you guys take him with stuff? Was it just him? I mean, come on, Riley, start spilling the beans here, man. Did you just take him out, like with the knowledge in his head, or did he happen to like walk out with like a couple thermoses full of some kind of like super zombie virus? I saw what was down there. And whatever was down there is not going to be fun for anyone up here.
Well, as long as we stay up here and they stay down there.
Yeah, but you just took the guy and let him out into the world. So whoever was watching him, I'm assuming the Russians, no longer are watching him. So this has, international issues running all over it.
As far as the Klendathu op was handed him off to somebody, I presume. I don't think we packed him into the container ourselves.
You handed him off to whoever's working for Braggy and Balder.
The team leader handed him off to, as far as you can tell, as appropriate Consops assets, or CIA assets, or some sort of assets.
Sounds like we didn't recognize them personally. Was he? Did he take gear with him?
He did not, no. That you were aware of. He may have smuggled a vial out or something, but if he did, you weren't aware of it.
He could have been hiding anything in his prison pocket. We didn't pat him down.
Prison pocket. That shouldn't make me laugh as much as it did. And while this is going on, you're going to hear, obviously coming from Riggs's office, like, sound of like some sort of just alert, not a klaxon or anything like that. But he goes, hold on, stand by. I've got some flash traffic coming in. And then he's like, well,
nope. Before you say anything, nope. After the Jennifer Harrington, I'm starting my my bug out, grabbing my bug out bag stuff.
I think I'm gonna go to the arms room.
So my bug out bag I'm getting that all readied up as he's talking, because
Good idea.
regardless of whatever happens here, this place I'm going to assume is burned. If and I'm sure Baum would be with me on that one. We need to
it doesn't look
bail
good.
on this place as soon as once we hang up with Riggs, we're out.
Did Hurt talk to any of you guys about a bug out bag?
Normally he keeps his under his over there point.
Probably not. It kind of defeats the purpose if you tell everybody about where your bug out bag is.
Well, Vega.
Yeah. It was an off chance.
Vega is going to go over to one of the windows and just, lift the curtain a little bit to the side and just have a look out.
It looks like an average day. Wait, doesn't don't interrogation isn't that like an hour?
What is it, like 5 minutes per question or something like that? So it's probably over an
It's
hour
been
at
a
this
little
point.
bit. Well, it all depends too on how verbal. I mean, if
He
was
wasn't
verbal
actually resisting all that much,
so
it's probably
it's
faster.
probably been
Like I
as long as
said,
I was...
he was beaten rather significantly by the Czech. So
and
I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna let him do a data dump because of that.
Works for me. I mean, he didn't seem like. I mean,
and
it wouldn't have been
did go
much
back
longer
and
than
forth.
what
Yeah.
Yep.
No, the
I
guys
mean,
in black sunglasses
real
across the
time
street wave at Vega.
Oh.
And then they go back to reading their books upside down.
It's like, dang it.
Right. So, Riggs, everybody's starting to, go, oh crap, we're about to leave. Riggs makes a comment like, flash traffic, and he's like, well, fuck. We just received word. Phil died on the table 30 minutes ago. Shin Bet is going after a person of interest, who's apparently a janitor of all things. This entire mess is looking more and more like a false flag operation. So I am officially issuing a shadow directive. Everybody needs to take a drink because hey, he did the thing.
Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun. Give the title.
I think it was what is it? Family Guy did that. He did the thing. He said the title. Like your team needs to get off the grid, locate and neutralize this asshole Bresnikov, and identify the parties behind him. Taking down whoever they are, wherever this leads, but don't expect assistance from Consops. I'll do what I can from the inside, but it looks like we're compromised. In the meantime, I'll have our wounded relocated to someplace more secure as well.
So Mahoney will walk to the computers, give Bomb I burn these computers, and I push the big magnetic, fry everything,
Yeah,
kinda.
the lights dim for a second. There's a wah.
And we hear Heimdall screaming because you go, oh yeah, that's that in there too. Whoops.
I just go back to that scene.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Damn. I left my jacket in there.
So
it's the glitch.
Forgot to tell you, put your credit cards in the lead wallet.
Damn it! If I had thought about it, I would have totally cast that dude. Damn it!
So Mahoney is not really caring if we drop this guy off with U.S. Or counter intel. I'm just as likely to pass him off to Shin Bet and the Mossad and let them figure out what they want to do with him. Stick hot
Could-
needles in his eyeballs, under his fingernails, wherever. But
Could just let him walk.
I say we just.
AFK a second.
Well, one thing for sure is we probably don't want him to be found here, because if they're thinking we're going to be involved in some way with the bombing, it's probably not a good idea that they find him with us, or we just drive by, drop him bound and gagged in front of the nearest police station, and and then keep going.
If our secret in-country headquarters has evidence leading back to Consops, then we didn't make a very good secret in-country headquarters.
But that's the problem. If Harrington knows, Harrington might know about this.
Well, yeah, but Harrington is already involved.
Which means that she could potentially have passed our location to the baddies.
In which case, it doesn't matter if Heimdall's here or not.
Yeah, but it depends on if the baddies are coming. Well, if we don't want Heimdall to be here when the baddies come, because then they might just take him, and walk off with him, or they kill him.
Well, I mean, he gave us everything, so
yeah, but I'd rather say it's like your call.
I'd rather just drop him off and
put him in the ground or leave him. I don't care.
Honestly, I'd let him, rot in a Israeli prison. Let them kind of poke around at him. I know he probably wants the Americans because you guys are all, squeaky and nice. I mean, us Brits are probably nicer than that, but
Yeah, it's like, you Americans are all squeaky and nice, and then it occurs to you, oh yeah, Riley just did a freaking was part of a hit team that went in and killed a bunch of dudes. Oh yeah, I should. Yeah.
So once
nice.
Once I drop all my my gear to our bug out vehicle, I'll go and secure Himmendal and throw the Looks like it's your lucky day. We're gonna be moving along. Here, put this bag over your head. And I throw a bag over, zip tie, and
he's immediately like, God, didn't you at least wash the bag?
Nope. Gotta keep you off your feet. Besides, one of our friends just died based on what you've just done, so I'm kind of not in a really good mood. So
extra flavor.
If you really don't want to just die right here, you might as well get up and just move with us. Consider it saving your butt for
As he advances at his half move, half dodge, slow walk.
And then he stubs his toe and has to make a death check.
No, it falls and does this. So I figure we'll just drive by,
That's going to be a hell of a toe stub, because that's going to be like 4 points, I think.
Breaks his foot off.
He didn't need that foot, apparently.
All right, so everyone okay with dropping this guy off at the nearest, police station, bound and gagged with a note that says, "I blew up the embassy." Ask me how, and then.
Yeah, whatever.
So, I'll even hand him his passport and everything else. Make it look like at least we're just gonna get him out of country.
Okay, so grabbing the bug out bag. I don't know, where are you going?
Well, we should either try and intercept the boat.
We need to have a discussion about where we're actually going to go after this, but
we
can do that in the car.
That's what I agree with. But I'm thinking in the boat or the boats. Probably, if we're going to try and recapture the scientists, we could try and intercept the boat.
The other thing that I think you have is Suresh and Delacroix operating out of Cairo.
So we can track. That's an option to go pad around there, stomping grounds, and kind of go kick down some anthills there.
Well, we could potentially do some internet stuff and find out whether or not the Pegasus is in port and when it's scheduled to leave.
All right, we're on one coast. How far is Cairo to the like if we wanted to hit Cairo first and then move ourselves, because we have approximately 4 days before it hits Socotra. So assuming they don't transfer them off beforehand, we can catch them there. I mean, if we go straight to Socotra, we're sitting there on our hands for 4 days doing nothing.
I'm
So-
not talking
I'm
about going to
reviewing
Socotra. I'm
something.
thinking it's still in Kuwait. It may not have left yet.
Hold on, I'm reviewing. You can continue
Or
to
never
discuss.
docked, yeah.
I'm going to
The-
look.
True. Oh yeah. If it well, okay.
The
that's a good point.
transfer was supposed to happen
Last night.
last night, I
Last
think,
night.
ish. So it's probably not left port yet.
If it ever reached port, it may have just done the, they had a small boat and they met them out off the.
Well, I'm betting that he's going to be in some kind of container or something like
So-
that. Well, I mean, I guess they could just walk him on.
So anyway, if it's at Kuwait, then we probably try and beat the boat before it leaves. That makes sense. If it's already left Kuwait or never reached Kuwait, kind of thing, then that buys us 4 days to stomp around in Cairo, or at least a day
Yeah.
or so. And
Now,
we
if
can-
if the ship is active, it's probably got its transponder on, so it can probably be tracked because that's standard procedure.
we could probably even arrange a boat out of Cairo, not Cairo exactly, but Suez, meet a boat in Suez, and then try and motor ourselves faster and intercept it from there. Or we could fly to Djibouti from Cairo,
Yeah, it's
Is that-
probably going to be easier to fly
then-
somewhere.
fly to hit Cairo, figure out what we can figure out, set ourselves a timeline, or if we don't find anything in X amount of time, we got to leave for Djibouti, all while arranging. Hey,
Yeah,
we have a plane. We have a
Depending on
plane.
the schedule, that probably makes the most sense to. Oh yeah, we got a plane.
We got a plane. We're going
Also,
to the airport.
Djibouti is
Vega,
hilarious.
the airport. Let's go meet your new plane, your new toy.
There's nothing. There's nothing but junk in Djibouti.
But
Right. So yeah, if we got our own plane, I wonder if that's connected to Harrington at all. We should probably move pretty quickly on that.
Yeah. As if this is.
Now, if
That's-
Quinn knew what was coming, he may have done that off book. So
Well, that Quinn's a smart guy. God love him. Rest in peace. I'll drink a shot for you when I get a chance to process. Yeah, I'd say figure let's hit Haifa or the airport, Cairo, then Djibouti,
yeah,
potentially onto Socotra. I mean,
yeah.
I would say we could probably fly into Yemen somewhere, but Yemen's probably the wild, wild west. So
It's the
Djibouti's
Middle
not-
East. Most of
Yeah.
it's the Wild Wild West.
yeah,
or east.
wild east. I mean, I guess we could go to Yemen if that's, and then it puts us a little closer and less boat ridey. Or we could do something really cool like that. You guys remember that old movie, Captain America: Winter Soldier, where he jumps out of the back of the plane?
Yeah, he wasn't
hops
wearing a
onto
parachute.
Yeah, but we're gonna have parachutes because I'm not not
Nope,
Captain America.
No parachutes.
So
They're like cakes. No
we
cakes.
could. I mean, that's another option. We could intercept it over water, but that'd be. We'd have to get.
Actually,
some
what kind of plane
boat
was it?
transport. I don't know. They didn't say. That's why I'm
Let
thinking
me
we
look
should
at
fly.
let me look at the thing. Oh, hey, it's a.
No,
It's
it's
a
not
flying
going to
boat.
say, is it?
I don't know. He said a boat. Yeah,
It's just going to end up being, hey, yeah, this is information for checking in to where it's at.
Well, it's probably going to list the model. You may have to
That's
look it
true.
up.
Well, I mean, we're going to be there in a moment. Oh, hold on, stop here. And then, Vega pulls over. I like, sorry, here's your exit, Mr.
Sweet.
Morales.
He's totally going to be awesome. That means he survives.
And then I
can have him come back.
kind of
Well,
eject him out next to the police station.
that all depends on how slow Vega's going when we open the door for him.
Yeah.
And he takes 4 points of damage.
Remember, we don't want him to die.
5 points of damage. Death check. No.
Actually, that's what it is. Is we pull up. I like here's your exit, and I pistol whip him and kind of knock him unconscious, and then whoop.
Do 5 points of damage.
4, and enough to knock him out.
Okay, so you ditch him outside a police station. That's going to cause a lot of people to be going, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but we're about to bail from here anyway, so the amount of time it exactly. We want them to
And then you peel off and
because there is a note pinned to him. There's a note that does say
you stab it onto him. Stab! Here, have 4 points of damage.
Here's
have to
4
have Baum
points.
write that for us.
Yep, Baum would know with the keywords to make people take this serious. And then off to the airport. Lickety split.
All right. Yes. So, you have, conveniently enough, you have new cover identities that includes passports, IDs, stuff like that.
Magazines to read to
magazines
give us
to
some
identify
idea.
you.
Or just so we can talk the talk kind of thing.
Yep. Based off of the information you did have from that, the Global Wildlife Conservation Council is evidently a nonprofit that operates out of California.
Bloody hippies.
They might be hippies, yeah. You will have to check into the airport. Actually, this is something I intended to ask with one of the guys that actually has the what's the word that I wanted to ask Shelley's brother. That's one of the players in Face to Face about storing planes at an airport. But I'm like, I don't care. What's the?
If you have a private plane, you have like a visit or like a pass to get in and out.
What's the security systems thing for?
Once we get to the plane, Vega is going to go over the plane looking for tracking devices in the obvious places to put them.
Right. Well, you'll have to do the various check-in first, and you are not unfamiliar with this area because, well, sometimes the jet you did use the jet every now and then, and in fact,
I wonder if they gave us the jet.
They're not going to give you the jet. While you were there, you are actually going to see the crew of the jet who are it looks like they're being grilled by IDF personnel.
Well, that's not good.
And they're everyone's like, oh no. Colburn, sort of, you kind of get the feeling that he at least observed you briefly because then he's rather blatantly and loudly enough that everybody can hear him in that really distinctive Bruce Campbell from Burn Notice way, sort of, I think I did see this fella here. He was heading in that direction. Had some really big bags, and he's pointing away from wherever you guys are. Those they could have had guns in those bags.
Casual.
I can show you where I saw him. At this point, I'm presuming you are no longer, in the vehicle. You're more like, going into, hey, I need to go get this plane. Sign this. Thank you.
or walking casual. Actually, you can generally drive right up to wherever your hangar is. It's a private. I'm guessing it's probably a private airport, so it's kind of meant for business class aircraft, et cetera, et cetera.
Haifa, not really. It is it's like a really small international one, but it has the area for the private stuff.
Yeah, like it's one side of the airfield is
Yeah.
designated for.
So you're cleared and given stuff, and yes, it does appear to be a pretty old one. Well, not super old. It's like a Grumman HU-16 Albatross. So it is a flying boat.
Hey, we have a boat. I don't know how well those things land in open ocean, but
Like
it's
crap.
It depends on what the waves are like.
It handled like a pig.
Yeah,
It
Vega.
does not. It does not handle particularly well.
It's the stats.
Did
on
I
it.
remember to? I did not, did I? Hold on, I have to find something very quickly.
The vehicle is there. The Grumman's there, but it's
Yeah,
not shipped.
I. Is it not? I thought I shipped
Wait.
it.
Oh, I see what happened. No, you did. It's open. It's split on my screen, so half of it was on one side, and I didn't see it. Handling -2. Yep. Hey, but Vega, you're pretty awesome, so I'm not worried.
So I've just linked to this thing, but it has internal.
Oh yeah, a lot of
lots of really nice internal stuff. Like there's like some pretty decent seats and stuff like that.
Hey, bless his heart. At least gave us some style and updates.
We shall call it the bus.
In honor of.
But Vega spent some time going over the obvious places and probably some of the less obvious places as well. You do not find any bugs that you are aware of.
Probably have to. We need to have one of those, like a bug scanner.
In the check-in process, was there any reference to the company?
The company. Which company?
As in the company that purchased the plane, or who purchased the
World.
plane?
No, as far
such.
as they're aware, it's the wildlife thing.
Everything's in
yeah,
the name
yeah.
of that. Okay, good.
Yeah, the Global Wildlife Conservation Council. And you can definitely check and hey, it looks like they've got a web presence online.
Hey,
Wow, he thought
almost
of
legit.
everything.
These considered strong, weak, medium covers?
They are
I'm not-
considered strong.
I'm not on there. I'm feeling left out again.
So that's one of those where you can go, yeah, we just recruited this guy.
You're
here.
a roadie. He's our grunt labor. He's our porter.
Hurt's a
We call-
photographer.
He's a. We nickname you Sherpa. I want this plane, like in real life.
I don't know if I want it. It's really cool looking, but I suspect it would actually be kind of loud on the inside. And
I don't know. The updates they put in there, I'm sure they probably put some noise dampening in there. It's not really that difficult. It's just kind of like rubber lining against the skin of the aircraft or inside.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be any worse than a typical airliner.
I mean, it's got partial glass cockpit, multifunction display.
when Vega sees the plane, he's going to go, "Oh, great."
That's a beautiful plane. Look at this thing. And I sit in the co-pilot seat. Dibs.
Yeah, based off of what I don't think Vega, at least initially, has the proper piloting for it, because that's the heavy airplane or something like that.
Correct.
I don't know if he has that, but as I had mentioned like earlier to Carrie, since this is action, if you've got like the points or a point and you want to pick it up or something like that, that's fine. Otherwise, I think it is
So
going
you're
to
saying with my
default to your light airplane -2, so you're still going to be pretty tolerable, right, Brian?
Yes.
So what you're saying is with my one unspent point, I could have said like had in my past some early flight experience, but never really done much with it.
Yeah, but you're not going to
Yeah,
pick up your twin
so-
engine without picking up your single engine first.
So what would he could say is it was an SAS mission and the pilots got shot up and you had to jump on there and land
Had
it
to
or
talk me through how to land it, because flying a plane isn't necessarily as difficult as maintaining, taking off, and landing.
Remember, it's not the fall that kills you; it's the sudden stop.
What is it that Indiana Jones says? Fly, yes. Land, no.
So I can use my unspent point to get the skill.
If you have a point. Yeah, I have no problem with that because it's action and that happens all the time in action stuff where somebody goes, "Oh, I know how to do that," and you go, "You've never should." Okay, sure, whatever.
Shit, I
Let's
just
see.
deleted
The
a skill
only other
by
one is
accident.
light airplane, and that would be a Cub, Piper Cub.
Yeah,
Probably.
This is a heavy airplane. So is that
Yeah, this
cool
is
that I
heavy.
take it? Yes, no,
Yeah,
or
I don't care.
does heavy default from light? Light.
Heavy does default from light by -2, I believe,
All
because
right,
that's
I'll
what
do
I was
that.
calculating with Vega.
So that's what I'll do is I'll take the light airplane, and then I'll default it down to heavy. I'll have heavy as a default, and
Okay.
then because
That's
now we have something I
actually
can
a pretty
practice
good
on,
idea,
because
and it's
now
a
I
good
have something.
idea that'll let if you're doing a long flight, you can sit there while Vega gets some sleep.
Hey, cool! I'll do that.
It would also be logical that you learn to fly a light plane before you get into a heavy.
Exactly.
Sounds like a good time for a take 5.
Okay, yeah, we can take 5 there.
Cool.
All right, we're back.
All right, welcome back. Okay, so you will be able to lift off probably without everything starts up fine. It's a bit sluggish compared to what Vega's likely accustomed to, but hey, good lord, he's got a 17 in that too. Oh my lord. The bright side on a chase, that's going to be dropped down to 15 because hey, it's -2 handling.
I can make this bird sing.
You probably can, yeah. You are given clearance to depart, and you depart. What is the planned destination?
I have a appropriate video for this.
We had talked about Djibouti.
Cairo or Kuwait, depending on where the ship was.
Were we able to determine the status of the ship?
Right. Yeah, I actually did have notes. The ship is currently not pinging. It is not returning like either the transponder is not on or something else has gone off.
Right.
And it's easy enough to it's like you check, and the Pegasus is a German-owned ship. Let's see, yeah, it's a German-owned container ship, but there are no references to, or not. There are references to it. It's just some people have started to go, hey, what's going on, and the owners have not commented yet.
So there may be some shenaniganry involved.
There might be some shenaniganry involved, yes. In fact, I think PCs are at least nominally involved, so shenanigans are almost a given.
There you go.
Holy cow! That one that you linked to, I didn't realize that was for sale. It's only $350,000. Who's in? Come on, come on.
Where the hell is
No.
this guy going? We're
Wherever
not going
he
that far
wants
south.
to.
Well, maybe we roll poorly on our navigation.
Mahoney was left as co-pilot, while Vega went to sleep, and I just started taking liberties.
Because Vega
water?
likes to screw with people, as he's getting into the pilot's seat, he's putting on a parachute.
Nice.
Actually, no, he probably can't sit in the seat with a parachute, but he has the parachute right next to him at the seat.
Actually, that's not true. The seats, older seats, they were designed to be a parachute. The parachute was your seat back, and then they took those off, and then they just put seat cushions in place of.
That's right. Vega's still screwing with you guys. He makes it quite obvious that he's taking the parachute. And if anyone asks, he says, "Oh, nothing."
So yes, this thing does have the as noted on or observed in that link there. This thing does have an entertainment system and stuff like that. As soon as you start powering everything up, I apologize, I did fail to add this on there. As soon as you start powering stuff up and the television gets power, the television, stuff like that, it sort of starts playing like a DVD that is clearly a recorded message from Quinn, who is going to says like, "Hey guys, hope you like this beast. I picked her up. I picked her out myself. Yeah, I know it's missing the luxury of the jet, and it certainly isn't as fast, but she's completely off the books, and the seaplane angle fits the covers we've spun up. There are also some nice hidey holes for your more esoteric gear." And then he's going to do if you look over here, and the camera will shift, and he's showing some various hidey holes.
He's doing the flight attendant thing.
He is doing the flight attendant thing. But gear that is immediately present is like there's like a crash kit here. There is obviously, based off of the that link and that, I don't remember which picture it was, the one that has the decanter. There's clearly going to be some sort of high end booze on here.
Oh, Quinn's amazing. Got the good stuff. I'll pour one out for you.
And maybe some suppressors for various weapons for when the alcohol just isn't enough. And you get airborne. All right. So something I also realized that we did sort of skip over is the tablet computer that was included in his stuff. Also, like the phone, it seems to have had or been programmed in with everybody, but sadly not Riley because he wasn't part of the team at the time.
Oh,
No.
You can't play.
Yeah, yeah. It's also programmed with your fingerprints as well, and it looks like this is actually a digital ledger of some sort, and it has the information that for all of those accounts that he sort of drained from Heimdall.
We're rich,
Mhm.
guys.
So there's like banks and account numbers and access codes and stuff like that.
Yeah, we should probably start diverting that a little bit at a time.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, assuming that Quinn was the one who moved it, I'm gonna guess that he didn't let Miss Harrington know anything about where he put the money.
Yeah, I guess that's a matter of when his suspicions began.
Yeah.
Well, it was before he got this money. Because I mean, I'm guessing that's how he bought this plane, is with his money.
Maybe?
Dude sent a
Probably not
daughter
with
through
this.
college.
No, because
Probably not with this money, but because it's clear he's been in the
that was just yesterday.
It's kind of clear that he has been arranging some stuff for a while now. I mean, the strong covers do seem pretty strong, so they've needed they needed time to build up. I am trying to determine how long it actually takes to fly in this thing from Haifa to Cairo.
Well, just do a how long is Haifa to Cairo?
Google is
Yeah.
awesome that way.
Yeah, well, it's specifically the thing that I found says flight time from Haifa to Cairo is 41
hours.
minutes. I'm like,
I
really?
have Royal Jordanian via Amman. Looks like 2 hours 50 minutes, but that's a stop.
Yeah.
So
Well, how many miles is it?
I'm looking. It looks like distance between Haifa, Israel, and Cairo, Egypt is 460 kilometers, which actually isn't that much. So why is
Well,
it
they're
so far
that
with
far
those
apart.
other ones?
because
It'll take
there's
nearly 2
daylight.
hours in our plane.
It's like 2.5, 3 hours
Yep.
by car.
It is a 41-minute flight.
Holy cow! There's one 5 hours 5 minutes.
Yeah,
because
but
it's going to Athens.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that sounds
connecting
about right.
flights. So a straight flight non-connecting is about 41 minutes. So this is a
It'll
slower
be-
plane. So
it's
about
2
an hour
hours.
less.
2
Less
hours
than
by
that.
airplane.
Negative. Remember, you're not going straight line curvature of the Earth kind of thing.
2.5 to 3.
Dude, I'm looking at it right here. Cairo to Haifa, 41 minutes flight time.
Yeah, but
Yes,
that's
but
a jet.
our plane only does
Sorry, I was looking
238 miles per hour,
Is that max?
according to the
So double
stats.
it. So an
So
hour and
it's
a
going to be
half.
a lot slower than that.
So about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a matter of some hours.
The speed of plot.
It will not be days.
An English or a South African albatross? Or HU-16 albatross?
Laden or unladen?
It's an HU-16.
I don't know. Ah!
Sorry, AFK for a moment.
What? You just went AFK.
I have to put my dishes back.
You got kids for that, don't you?
He doesn't trust them.
Solid.
Obviously, we're not going to come down there. So it's probably around 2-ish, something like that, when you finally are able to land at the international airport at the more private area. Luckily, you have access to enough fundage to avoid getting crappy parking, so to speak.
We in Cairo yet? Are we there yet?
Oh, I did share the.
Vega will look
establishment.
over to Mahoney and he'll just sort of snarl. I will stop this plane right here and you can get out.
That'd be a neat trick.
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay, so we have currently landed in Cairo.
Right. Now what? We don't actually have any information on where Broggy might be here.
Let's organise a safe house and all that sort of stuff without killing locals, preferably.
That makes it safer.
All these conditions.
I like it when bombs in charge. Doesn't have all the hang up. Don't kill anybody. Don't shoot them.
I don't want Shadow Directive to turn to Panama
Right.
again.
No, I'm totally with you there.
Or Port Said.
You know how it is. I only shoot people that absolutely need shooting. Too many messy things happen when you just arbitrarily just start whacking people.
Vega has a notebook that has one column with a whole bunch of ticks in it that says Panama. And on the other side of the column, there's only like a couple of ticks.
Okay, so you want to establish a safe house. How are we doing this?
With
Wildlife
tradecraft.
conservation section persons needs a small business front to operate out of.
I don't know that we have the time for that.
Or you could just get like a hotel because
Yeah, a hotel.
this is a plan. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you're in that, so you're ready for a real hotel, then, aren't you? Oh yeah.
Hotel.
It is not difficult to get a hotel. I mean, it's a pretty big city. There are pyramids nearby.
What's the bar fridge like?
Their scotch is garbage. American. Blah!
What's the what like, Brian?
The bar fridge, the mini bar.
Oh, I don't know. It depends on what kind of hotel you ended up picking.
Well, do we want to? Well,
3.5 star, probably.
Our cover would be more on the, where foreigners
Live in a tent.
Well, yeah, but more on the, we're not going to get the highest end hotel, but we're not going to get the lowest end hotel, and we're going to have to play the,
Yeah. That depends on which nonprofit we're talking about here.
Oh, that's true. Are we Hillary supported?
I say 3.5 star.
Yeah, you're American, so it's like, well, some of you are American.
We'll pick an American name. Marriott, Hilton, something by Marriott, something by Hilton. Omni. You know what? We have Google. Google food.
Well, the actual hotel isn't important, unless it is. Now, the bigger trick is how are we going to locate these guys?
Guys, you killed one of them.
This guy. I'm assuming he's not alone.
He is now. You killed his partner. But yeah, so that is a good question. How are you going to find him?
Are there? Well, Himendall paid him, or they were paid. Oh, let's see if we could run a trace on Himendall's funds. In the most recent time period, because he passed the money yesterday to a drop in some bank here in Cairo, or I don't know how much. I mean, Quinn hacked their bank account, so maybe he's watching how Himendall's money's moving. So maybe
It's not
on
moving
his
now.
well, it moved, so maybe him and
Yeah, into Quinn's account.
so maybe there's a flag on where it was supposed to go before it was diverted. So we can see where it was supposed to go before Quinn acquired it.
Okay, there's that, and there's also you do have Heimdall's phone, which somebody was talking about breaking into, but I don't remember if that actually happened.
That was me, and I
Riley.
did make a
Yep.
roll.
Yeah, he
Did?
succeeded. Yeah, he
That
made it by like 7.
was- Oh, electronics repair, communications 7. By 7, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so in that case,
We could have just put his hand on it and had his thumbprint to unlock
Well,
it.
that
I
may
was
have been
thinking
how
of that.
Riley did that. It's like,
Yep.
hey, I need this. Doot. Okay, so you do have his phone, and
Yeah, he's unlikely to have the guy's address on his phone, though.
Well, we have an approximate time when he passed off the bag, so maybe phone calls at and around that time. And it was Braggy he passed the thing off to, so if he was going to call Braggy and say, hey, I'm ready to be picked up, then we might have Braggy's number and then ping his cell.
Right, he's still alive.
Braggy's still
We
alive.
could actually call him.
Well, probably ping his cell is better, because then we're
Okay.
not like, yeah.
Right, that makes more sense to me now.
We could! Most definitely. Just might tip him off.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong
Boy,
number.
it sure would have been nice if we had a hacker in the group.
Really would be nice.
Yeah, that would be convenient. We should have thought of that from the beginning.
well, let's see. What can the phone do?
Oh, we have that super fancy phone.
The IQ
Mhm.
phone.
Right. So maybe it has a phone locator app.
Okay, so what kind of skill would that be? Is it going to be communications? I'm wondering. I should look at the electronic ops skills. That's ear clap. That's not an electronic ops skill. Unless it is. That probably does look like it's going to be electronic ops communications.
Well, who's the guy for that? I got a 12.
I have default.
I barely know how to use this smartphone. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
12.
Okay, 12 it is.
All forms of electronic communications technology, radios, satellite uplinks, laser communicators, etc. Includes knowledge of standard current communication codes appropriate to your background. All right.
Well, here goes.
Okay, so this phone is definitely, it feels like it was designed by MacGuffin Incorporated. So you are able to piggyback off of a bunch of cell towers and eventually do get a ping back from that from that particular the number that you have identified by paging through his stuffs through Heimdall's stuffs as the origin, likely not the origin, is likely Braggy's phone.
Okay. Is it in town?
It is in town.
Well, that's good. Where is it in town? Generally speaking.
Downtown.
And what are we gonna do with him?
Well, I think we need to.
Are we gonna
bag
black
him
ban him?
Yep, I think we bag him. So watch where he or see if he meets with anyone. If it looks clear, we
It is
yank
in
the
the
dude.
center of Cairo.
That's not ideal.
Well, I mean, we're trained for this kind of stuff. I
And
honestly would probably start off by watching the place to see if it's even him, and if we catch him or see him, then we can just start following him, and then build a plan based on his movement, and
catch him where
what's
at that location?
it is very quickly you're able to likely identify it's probably the Sofitel Cairo Nile El Gazira Hotel, which is a luxury hotel.
So he's at a hotel, and it's probably
a
got
45-minute drive from the international airport, 5-minute walk from the Opera metro station, a 15-minute drive from the Ramses railway station, hey, a 25-minute drive from the Giza pyramids. Damn it, wish I thought of that. Need to have like a chase on the Giza pyramids.
Ha. Hotel Sofitel Cairo Nile El Gazir. Is that it? It's on the center island.
Yes.
So,
it's like a tall, round structure thing.
Yep.
That would be that.
We could snag him, throw him on a boat, and drive off. I mean, you're getting good at that, Vega. We have, as long as we don't get caught on the island, we have, east or west of the Nile.
Of that?
East or west of the Nile to, or if we get into a chase, we can make the chase, drag the chase all the way towards the pyramids, and then end up in a shootout at the pyramids. Yes, no, maybe anyone. I'm for that. Anyone?
Baines John style.
Do we know what sort of security this place has?
If it's luxury, it's going to be tight.
Well, I would stake it out. I'm thinking stakeout.
No,
I'm
thinking stakeout. I'm going to go get some steak.
Oh, they have so much good meat platters here and crisps. Who's for stakeout?
There is a park right there, so we could ostensibly be there photographing birds.
Well, we could I would say put 2 teams depending on which way he goes. There's a parking lot just on the east side of that road. There's only one road that goes in front of, so he can go east or west. So one team posts up east, the other team posts up west, and then we pick them up, and then the other team kind of has to do a quick circle around because you have a major road. Actually, even better, one team sits somewhere on that main road, the El Tahiri road. The other one sits in front of the hotel and then calls out, says, hey, he's going east, and then pick him up at the western circle
or the western bridge or the eastern bridge. So if he sees us, he won't see the vehicle that picks him up to trail him initially in the second vehicle, and we can kind of trade in and out vehicles, doing the if he sees one vehicle for a whole long time, he gets suspicious. But if one vehicle keeps switching in and out, it's less likely him to see us.
Well, it sounds like we need multiple vehicles, so that means we're going to need to rent.
Yep, 2 cars.
Or steal.
Under the let's not steal a car. We have a cover. The company just rents 2 cars, or we rent 2 cars under one of our other, you know what? I have no problem burning one of my covers. This one seems a little weak as it stands. Probably the last time I can use it anyway, and all I'm going to use it for is to rent a car. So I'll rent a car under Harish Singe.
Okay, we're going to be quiet, so it's not going to blow your cover. We're not
Exactly.
this time.
Assuming the vehicle
We're
gets
observing.
returned.
Yeah, don't even buy the extra insurance. We're going to be fine. No, you know what? As I say that, go ahead and get the extra insurance.
Yeah, I'm like, I always.
Vega raises an eyebrow at Balm.
No. That didn't sound right coming out. Go ahead and get all the insurance they'll let you buy.
Walk in there and the person looks at you and goes, "You look like a PC." So you get our PC rates, which are plus 200%.
Would you like to buy any extra insurance? Oh yeah, all you got.
So I'm kind of thinking we could potentially call Bragi and get him to come out. They say we have the money or something like that.
No, because
I'm
he's going
just
to know that
spitballing
Himendall
here.
by now. He's going to know Himendall by now has been, caught. So
He may not.
I'm going to assume that he knows. These guys are well involved. Not to mention the fact that Consops is in their, they're in Consops, or Consops is in their pocket. So the fact that we
That
picked
is
him up
true.
probably tells him that Himendall is, So I say we do a stakeout, see where he goes,
Well,
and then follow him
Now,
at a distance.
the
and
only
don't have to worry about
the only Consops personnel that know that we had Heimdall was Riggs, and
Right.
Riggs knows something's up, so he probably won't have told anyone.
Yeah, but we also dropped Heimdall off in a police station, so it's not going to take long before word gets out that Heimdall was kidnapped and then turned back in to the police.
Maybe we
And,
should have just killed him.
Well, maybe we could have, but I'm not for that. Yeah, he's a
I'm
D-bag,
totally up
but
for, him surviving. Means I
So-
can maybe use him again.
hey, he could be our what's that character's name? Our Max. Ha! He could be our Max.
Well, if we just text him, for example,
He's gonna-
and pretend to be Heimdall, I mean, he may bite or he may bolt.
Or
Either
just say
way,
they're
we
coming
still,
for you. Well, if we do
or whatever. I mean, we could be clever about it.
I say, why risk even that? He's gonna. If he doesn't come out of the hotel, I say let's do the simple first. If he doesn't come out of the hotel, then we text him and make him bolt. But the other problem is say he has a boat nearby, or there looks like a ferry station right there. Maybe is that a ferry stuff? I don't think so. There's a boat restaurant or whatnot, but he may or may not, take a conventional means if we spook him too much. I mean, either way, we could start with one if if the stakeout takes too long, because we are on a timeline after all.
Yeah, that's basically my concern. Is I don't want to sit here and wait and find out what he's doing. Rather push it, but
Do we have any concerns that this guy may have made any of us?
well, I'm thinking about it from the
Vega.
So Vega can't be
Based
in the
off
immediate-
of, if you recall, based off of the text that Balder received, which you're presuming was from Braggy. He specifically stated, "Hey, yeah, I shook a dude. He looked like the guy from Gladiator."
All right, so Vega cannot be the immediate, stakeout person. In fact, I could probably walk into the hotel and see. Oh, I could walk into the hotel and try and see if he's even here. I mean, is he arrogant enough to check in under his own name, Delacroix, or not? I mean,
Well, I
slip a
presume
few.
that's his actual name.
Well, even if it's his cover, if he's checked in under his cover name, at least we'll know he's there. And
Well-
who knows? A quick slip of some cash to the right, baggage guy, or I seem to remember somebody mentioning the Bourne series call the front desk trick and have them look it up and then run to the front desk while the guy's typing the name in, kind of trick. Little trade crafts, sneaky, and then get his room number.
Now, if you want to get his room number, it's really easy. You just need to wait till morning, till housekeeping does their rounds. You walk past their trolley, grab the list, and you have the room name and room
Or
number
that.
of everyone in the hotel.
Yeah, but we
it's
don't know
probably
what name
evening
he's
time.
using.
It's probably midday at this point. So I say Vega could probably sit in a parking lot with easy access to El Tahiri Road. If he bails, he's either gonna Vega can pick him up on El Tahiri because there's only there's two ways he can go, and then I can catch up with whoever after that, and then whoever my wingman is, we can hit the hotel, see if we can catch him at the hotel, because he may not even be at the hotel. Well, his cell phone pinged there, so.
I was going to remind everyone that when we ran into him before, or more specifically, when Vega ran into him before, he pulled off a reasonable disguise attempt to escape out of there, so he's not... He'll be somewhat slippery, I expect.
Assuming he knows we're coming. We're not, if he slips, that's one thing. But if we can observe him from a distance and then pick him up somewhere else, that works really well for us too.
Now, what I'm trying to put together here is what was their involvement with the cargo?
They're the ones who basically hired the whole, or planned the whole thing. So if we miss the cargo, they're going to know where the cargo's ultimate destination is, what the purpose for the cargo was, etc. They know why and what they're expecting to do with this scientist is what I understand. I mean, heck,
they
even
wanted
if we
the
dump them
scientist.
Right.
They wanted the scientist. They're getting the scientist delivered. And Heimdall made the arrangements to make it happen.
Right.
Which means they're the ones that are in contact with Consops.
And we need to know what they know. I mean, even if we just thump them on the head, drag them with us, hop in the plane, and head to Djibouti or the island itself, we have more than enough time to question them en route.
And then you can throw him out the window when you're done.
Exactly.
Well, I'm thinking of from the standpoint of that means
no one
Consops
cared
would
what I
probably
looked like until I wore the mask.
Consops would probably alert him to the fact that we've gone rogue, quote unquote.
Exactly. So, but again, assuming that they don't know that we're on to him, we have a little bit of time to be sneaky. The longer we wait, the more time it's going to be apparent that we're on to him.
Right. So, stake out. You're going to put Vega in a vehicle to monitor an area. What kind of vehicle is he going to get?
Vega's going to... he should get a sports car.
Yeah, he should totally get the Bugatti Veyron.
I mean,
absolutely. We got lots of money.
Yep.
We're getting something sweet. And if I'm going to be on stakeout, I'm not going to sit in a shitty car.
Well, you're not really going to sit too far. You're not going to be even really... You're going to be on quick access to El Tahiri Road, which is the road that goes east-west across the river. And
There's
then
a Bugatti Veyron that's been sitting there all day with a guy inside.
the Cairo Opera House right there. He sits there or nearby, so it's not going to be too, who goes to the opera? Rich people.
The windows are going to be tinted. Maximum legal.
It needs to be outside of the car, like washing it. And they're like, "What's he doing?" Okay,
Because there's a
that's a
museum
pretty
of modern
sweet car.
art. There's a cafe, the Bocelli Cafe. The biggest problem that we run into is that there's a police officer's rowing club with access to El Tahiri Road, not too far. So if we start too much
Sweet,
noise,
a rowing race.
well, I'm thinking that there might be cops parked nearby. Not
Rowing
so much-
race.
I have a boat unpowered.
Pull! Pull, you bitches, pull!
And there's a Cairo Sporting Club, a Cairo Sky. So this is a area where those cars are going to be rather prominent. So I wouldn't be too worried.
Yeah,
Tennis
it
clubs
would
and-
probably make more sense to have the car there where he's not in the car, where it's like he's like sitting outside at a cafe or whatever, and then if things go south, he can jump into
Well,
the car.
there's perfect. You have Cafe Luca Zamlik. He sits there sipping coffee. If our target goes
There you go.
northwest, if he goes north or northeast, he gets in the car and races down El Tahir and picks him up as he hits the circle. If he goes
So
the other
that's
way,
car number 1. What's car number 2 doing? Who's
Car number
what is
2
car number 2?
car number 2 will actually be parked. We'll park probably at the hotel, and then we'll go see if we can get eyes on him
So is that the other 3?
or other 2.
Or okay, so who's partnering up with Vega then?
Who wants to ride
Not
in
it.
the Bugatti? So that leaves Riley with Vega. So Baum and Mahoney, we're gonna be the hotel team.
All right.
Don't worry,
Riley.
Riley. We're going to have fun.
Where do I put the rifle in this thing?
And then Vega's going to tune into the channel that is, Egyptian hip hop. And he'll say, Mahoney loved this.
Okay.
It's a really good question. That rifle's gonna get. Oh, there's a small ski access right there between the 2 seats. There's a small panel with a.
That
Well,
was going to be my next question. Was, what kind of gear is everybody taking?
Riley should have a submachine gun, not a regular. I'm gonna throw probably my gear in the BMW we rented,
BMW.
M3. So it's gonna have some speed. I'm a driver, but I'm not like.
What
mega level
is
driver.
that
All right.
here?
We're gonna need a kidnap kit.
Is that a sedan?
It
I'm
would
sorry.
It'd be a
Is it
luxury
a
sedan.
saloon?
And also, by the way, we're not getting him in the Bugatti.
That's well.
You can tie him onto the top.
Yeah, that's a really good question. We're not going to.
No. That's not a question at all.
It would make more sense to get a car with an actual boot.
A nice souped up Audi, an Audi sports car. You're gonna want something with.
Is it the Audi R8?
I'm thinking the R8, maybe. I don't know what kind of trunk it actually has.
Probably use the Lancer Evolution MR.
And
Totally
get a
go
Lancer.
with the luxury car like I did before, and presume that's the Chrysler 300, which I have. And
Well,
trust me, you can get a body in that trunk.
right,
You can
but
get 2 or 3.
but we're also going to want something with a little bit better handling. So
Why?
Duh.
Nothing's gonna
Why?
happen.
Vega doesn't need hand.
nothing's going to happen. Okay, so Vega can get whatever he needs because he's going to make it like
Actually,
dance. He's going to make the car dance.
okay.
Me,
I
I'm
know
going to
what
get
I
a
would-
Lancer.
I know what I would probably get in this case is probably a Caddy CTS. Supposedly the fastest saloon in production.
I'm gonna have to generate stats for those, aren't I?
All right, I'll take a Lancer Evolution MR equivalent because I'm going to need something that can. It can fit 4 people or 5 people.
Yeah, it's a little
It's
small,
not gonna,
but
well, it's going to be
well,
small.
yeah, you can manage it though.
I'm only expecting
You only
to
need
drive
2
two
people in there.
people in our gear and potentially a trussed up bad guy if it all goes south. But at least it'll augment my driving because remember I'm not, I'm a 12. Vega's like a 30. So having the extra handling will only make life a little easier for us.
Wow. Okay. So is it Mahoney and Bomb?
Mahoney and
Thor?
Bomb.
You should let Bomb drive.
That's correct.
He's a better driver than you
What?
are.
Then Bomb drives.
He's got a 15.
Bomb's driving.
I have to shoot.
I can shoot.
You can drive
All
and
right,
shoot.
I'll drive.
And you can drive and shoot. You can
Oh,
drive.
hey,
one-handed.
you're
Not
the
a
boss.
rifle.
You can totally tell him you're driving.
If you're creative, you can.
No.
Because
I'll
hey,
drive.
maybe you just don't like driving. You
But
had
you're
a bad
darn
experience.
good at it.
What happened? He had a bad experience.
Oh. All right, so this Lancer, this is the one we're going to use, or equivalent, which is basically a. Yeah. Funny thing is, it's a Subaru, a WRX.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. You need a Subi.
Because my Subi.
And he breaks it.
Hey, look, there's a crunch. Oh. What was that
What's he
for?
trying to do?
Vega is trying to disable the traction control on the
Well,
Audi.
Your handling just went
it-
bad, worse.
It has a button for that.
Does it?
Yeah. All the new sports cars do it that way. You just switch it over into track mode.
Yeah, even my car, both my cars have traction. Traction.
Don't you
control
watch
off
Top
switch.
Gear at all?
I haven't for a long time.
it's for the best. It sucks now. You need to watch Grand Tour on Amazon instead.
Grand Tour.
Which reminds me, I'm really far behind in that.
Yeah. I keep seeing the post on Facebook and going, damn it.
See, I don't understand why you guys just didn't get the bus. I mean, there's a bus stats. It's got handling -2 and 60 miles per hour.
And it can block things off.
Tesla
you can
Roadster.
put 67 people in it.
Yes, but Vega in hot pants polishing the bus doesn't look anywhere near as good.
Nope.
At any rate, sorry. Yeah,
Maybe I
so
should have picked up
pick the,
motorcycle.
yeah,
Maybe I
pick
should have
the-
picked up motorcycle, and then we could have had 2 cars and a motorcycle chase them down.
Well, I'm certain there could be motorcycles around here. You can
No,
punk a
no.
dude and take his motorcycle. That won't increase your heat at all.
We'll just buy one.
And then get back there, and it's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get this motorcycle into our plane. No.
It'll fit in that cargo area.
No, you get one of those little folding jobs.
Okay, so we've got, I don't know what the vehicles are. I don't, the Mahoney bomb one, it sounded it. You said it was the Lancer.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't think it necessarily would matter, but sure, okay.
All right. A motorcycle would totally fit in that cargo compartment.
Yeah, but you've got limited space to begin with.
Getting it into the cargo compartment, that's a problem.
In that case, you need to tell Vega you guys need an even bigger one, so you start flying around in a C-130 so you can skydive out with the motorcycle.
I have new ideas.
Oh, Lord. All right, so it sounds like it is Baum and Mahoney are the forward team, with Vega and Riley being the chase team as necessary. But nothing's going to happen. Surely nothing's going to happen, right?
We got it covered.
You're good.
Okay, so I need Baum and Mahoney to give me perception checks in the box, please. Okay, so the both of these both of you are on the approach, and it takes you next to no time at all to realize that there is already a surveillance team on site. It's just like there's some people that are doing stuff, and you're like, that guy is clearly watching.
If I were
for
on a
someone.
stakeout, if I were
Exactly.
if I were a guy on a stakeout, I'd look like him.
And Mahoney will have noticed that at least one of these dudes does have, or is most definitely armed.
Do they look or act like police?
They do not
or law
look. They
enforcement
do not
type?
look Arabic at all.
Well, our friend has made some unfriendly acquaintances. That seem.
Let's see. So, are you guys sort of doing like an acting thing to avoid detection?
Well,
I wonder if they're Russians.
Tradecraft.
trade. Well, what I like. It's probably a shadowy thing or shadowing, right? Or
That's
'Cause-
if you're actively
Whichever
trying
is
to follow
better, I would
someone.
say.
okay. So my intent is once Baum gets me there, I'm gonna do the hop out and go try and see if I can get a room number, etc., for this guy. And I plan to do the whole Jason Bourne kind of method. Call the front desk, ask if my friend Delacroix is there, etc., and then immediately see if I can see them typing in the name.
Okay. Hold on, I screwed something up.
That at least gets us a room number, but I can also use that time to see if there's any of these guys doing surveillance inside the hotel. Once I establish that Delacroix is here and what name he's under, what assumed name he may be under, assuming it's Delacroix, then I will return to Baum, and then we will kind of keep an eye out for. Actually, I'll hang out in the hotel lobby waiting for Delacroix to leave, and then signal Baum, who will pick me up, and then we'll follow far behind while Vega and Riley pick him up on El Tahiri Road.
And my effort to avoid being made by these guys who we have just made is by avoiding their mistakes. I'm going to act like a tourist
So you're
That'll
going to
be
take
either
pictures of stuff.
acting, yeah, either acting or tradecraft. I'm gonna like fumble with the map and not fold it right, get frustrated.
Okay.
It's up to you if it's acting or tradecraft, but I'm basically looking like I absolutely am the type of person who would be there.
Well, that one definitely sounds like acting to me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Box or straight up?
Straight up's fine.
And to get the information,
Sixes and fives.
I will attempt to pull the. I guess it's a tradecraft augmented by acting, acting as a ancillary skill, complementary skill. Or carousing. I'm not sure.
No, it's actually no. Wait, to do what? Sorry.
So get the front desk to
okay.
search, and then I don't know if it's tradecraft augmented by acting or acting augmented by tradecraft. That's what I mean.
Well, in this case, I'm not totally certain if it is wholly necessary because you're just walking up and asking them to call the person, so you're not necessarily acting or anything like that.
Right.
I should have looked at the front entrance to this place to see what it looks like. So, yeah.
Nice little.
Go ahead.
I was just looking at one of the pools.
No, dang, don't show me the pictures. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Might matter.
Oh, actually, you just go to the hotel website.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting. I went to the Google Map thing, and I dropped the little dude in there, and suddenly I'm inside a room.
With the
the 3D thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I can see. Okay, if you go to the hotel's website, they have the pictures of the lobby and stuff. It's a large glass front. You've got like a bunch of chairs, a kind of a spiral staircase, big chandelier that I wish I could drop, and then the back.
I want to smash that. Why? Because.
So, yeah.
It's mostly wanting to look the front entrance. Where is this at? Why am I not seeing it?
Here, I'll send you a link.
Oh, I just hadn't drilled down properly. Wow, that's the front entrance? That is. Wow. Okay, so as you are going in through the one door there, Mahoney, you glance out of the corner of your eye, and based off of your previous perception check, I'm not going to have you make another roll, but you realize that this dude who is going out through the other door is actually your target, but he's like disguised. He keeps running into these situations where I roll really well on his disguise checks, but you guys keep rolling really, really well on the perception things.
Okay, so I will continue to go past him. The first area where I can cut line of sight, I duck and immediately tell Bomb, he's coming out the door right now. He's disguised. And
Bomb will definitely have noticed something's up as well, because the guys who were sort of observing seem like they have gone very tense.
I'll start the car and reply, our friends have noticed him too.
Vega, be prepared to. You may be following their friends if they're. So, Bomb, pass Vega the photo of the car, so he knows which one to pick up and follow when it shows.
Oh, well, I'll just tell him what it is.
Yeah, late model, blah blah blah, license number.
Do we have live tracking of that phone, and is it moving?
That's a good question. You had already previously had that, so I don't see why you would not already or still have that that thing set. You can't. It's not linked, but you are monitoring the GPS signal thing. So it does appear to be moving. Both Baum and Mahoney can tell that this dude is clearly texting or something like that. And as he's exiting, somebody sort of bumps into him, and Baum, from your line of sight, you can definitely see that this dude just jabbed him with a taser.
Okay, who has the magic phone at the moment?
I don't know.
Probably
Who has
Vega
the magic phone?
or Riley. Riley, probably.
I had it before.
Well, it would work that Riley is
If-
Vega's navigator then.
If somebody was tracking the phone's GPS, who would be handling that?
Probably
and which
you.
team?
Because
our team
Yeah,
isn't
probably
the one
Vega
at the
and
if
door.
Riley.
we lost, because if me and Baum
Because you're the
lost
ones
him,
who are in position to pursue.
Yep. So
Okay.
if you lose visual, you have means to continue the pursuit.
So in addition to telling Vega what vehicle he's getting in, I'll also relay that he's texting, and I think he just got tased.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as he goes down, the dudes sort of all converge around him, and this place is a luxury hotel, so of course it's going to have some sort of security, and a security dude is going to start heading over there as with the whole hey, what's going on? And one of the dudes will reveal a submachine gun that is
crap.
suppressed.
Oop! Sucks to be that guy.
And yeah,
At least
he
it wasn't
does
us this time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
right?
wasn't you. And he does the quick, burp, and that security guy goes down. There's some glass that shatters, and people go and start scrambling out of the way. The vehicle pulls up that is that clearly is these guys. It's going to probably be. I'm probably just going to use the luxury. Actually, no, it's probably going to be some sort of van. Well, in this area, yeah, I'll just stick with the luxury vehicle. So it's like the 300, and they just throw this dude in the trunk and pile into the vehicle and peel out.
As soon as I was told that there was texting going on, I'm going to check and see if we got an app to read the text chat.
Not
Do what I
unless
mean.
you are what's the word? Damn it! What is it?
Paired.
Force paired, and it's not force paired with this thing. You were just tracking the GPS signal,
Okay.
which notably for Riley, the GPS signal is no longer moving.
On my
It
way
isn't?
out, I'll double check to see if
He may have dropped it when he got tased.
or the taser disabled it.
It does look
well,
like
Riley
he may
will
have dropped
point
it
that
when
out.
he
Riley will
when
point
he
that
got
out in case
tased.
somebody didn't see that he dropped it.
Actually, I will do the quick grab. If we notice it's dropped, I'll grab it on my way to Bomb. I'm gonna assume Bomb just picks me up right there in the entry.
Yeah. Yeah, I start the car and pull over.
And then we will relay which direction the car's going, east or west, which will allow Vega to intercept. And then we'll fall back. We'll fall back at a safer distance until, if Vega gets made, then we can move up and replace Vega as he peels off.
Actually, I'm going to ask Vega where he wants me to go because he knows the streets better than I do, and as much as I hate riding with him, he's better at this than me. So I'm going to rely on him entirely for direction in this.
We totally have a GPS on this vehicle, and I have navigation.
True, but
and
I'm letting Vega call the shots on this chase.
Vega's in charge of chases.
So far it is not a chase as of yet because those dudes did not make you. So
they don't know it's a chase yet. That's an advantage.
Yeah, it could be a shadowing thing.
Well, Vega will give some urban survival or shadowing advice. Consider it an assist.
Does Bomb have shadowing?
Bomb does. He's
quite
pretty good at it too. Yeah.
So it's a shadow
driving
-2.
is -2 with shadowing.
Oh, I thought it was a shadowing -2.
Yeah, it's shadowing -2 in a vehicle.
Yep.
All right. So
and I have shadowing, so I could always be the one to assist Bomb since I'm in the car with him.
Well, yeah.
Then Riley
Vega will. I'm not sorry. Yeah, Vega and Riley will definitely see right about on time. You'll see that car come careening out of the area. They're moving pretty fast, but then considering you've heard that they've just shot a guy and nabbed another dude in broad daylight, that's probably a good idea to get the hell out of Dodge really quickly.
Well, I've got the phone there with mapping and all on there, so we can try to predict where they're going to go.
Shall we do that? Or shall we try and shadow?
Shadow.
See where they call, actually.
I would say let them lead us to their hideout, and then we can take them from there.
Well, Shadow...
we have the guns in their trunk.
Shadow risks us being made. If we're just following the GPS, there's no risk.
We
right,
can't.
But they don't have.
We don't have the GPS.
Right. Okay.
And it's your call.
Well, more than likely what's going to happen here is we're going to sort of keep handing off. Vega follow him for a bit and hand off. He'll have Baum's car go out ahead and pick him up over there, and then we'll bound ahead.
Yeah.
Vega's going to hide in their boot or in their trunk. He's going to shadow them from the trunk of their vehicle.
So are you going to have us hand off and turn right here, pick them up, I'm dropping off? How do you want us to do this?
Yeah.
Vega.
Tom would know this. You have a shadowing of what, 15? It's pretty standard ops.
16.
Palm. Even better. So you would know exactly how.
I also know Vega is the better driver, so I'm going to trust
his
instincts.
It has nothing to do with driving. Driving is how fast.
Doesn't
you
it?
Move. No, it doesn't.
Not really.
No.
So I think what I'm going to do there is I'm going to go ahead and have Bomb make the shadowing, and that's going to apply to Vegas. So it's going to be the quick contest, because believe it or not, my perception is tied with. I was really surprised at that. I was like, well, crap, I'm going to go into a chase, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is. So you're assisting him with this back and forth, and if you succeed on your shadowing here, then that means you guys are going to have beaten them. and you're
Okay.
just as they're starting to go, that guy is suspicious. Vega will like pull off, and you'll take over, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess I was just imagining things."
And so Mahoney had advice on that, and he rolled a shadowing as an assist. Should I disregard that, or does that count for me?
It would
I
probably
wonder
be a
if
plus
that
one.
would actually apply there.
I mean, he's in the
Well,
car.
let's see,
So
why
like
not?
urban.
No,
Yeah, sure. Why
slow
not?
down,
That's
slow
fine.
down.
I could be looking.
All right, I'll take the plus
ahead.
one.
I could be looking ahead and watching, maneuvering, and making
Not bad.
calls.
More eyes,
Alright,
more brains.
So, yes, so you guys do the tag team thing where they're like, they're hauling, but they eventually do sort of slow down, and they cruise and such like that. And just as they're starting, like I said, just as they're starting to almost probably, or one of you, probably Vega, is like, I've been behind them too long. I need to break off, and then bomb slides in and such like that, and it will eventually, they will eventually arrive at a warehouse.
That's not
Drive by.
suspicious.
Note the address.
And I have to crap. So yeah, so then they go in. They drive up to this little warehouse area, and gate goes up, and they pull in, and the gate goes down. And looking at the time, I think that's where I'm going to stop for now. It's a little early.
God, there are no
And-
sirens.
Hey,
All
there
right,
were sirens.
one quick question.
Yes, sir.
When the gate went up, did they activate it, or did they talk to someone? Can we tell if there's someone inside activating the gate?
There was
or if it
clearly
automatic?
somebody pulling up the gate.
Ah, okay, good.
Oh, so there was a guard at the gate.
Yeah, it's from the inside. They pulled it up from the inside, and then the guy
Somebody
like
inside saw them.
glanced
Oh,
down
gotcha,
and then
gotcha.
pulled it down.
All right, gotcha. All right, it was okay. All right. Cool.
This is actually the tactical map I was thinking about using next week.
Looks vaguely familiar.
It may look a little familiar. It's
That
like
is-
these.
That is a really tiny car.
I
Good
may
times.
have screwed. No, it isn't. It's 3 freaking.
It's like 2.5 yards long.
It's a
Smart.
VW Beetle.
No, Beetles are bigger than that. That's a smart car.
See, my sedan is 16 feet long.
Yeah, it's a Beetle.
Yeah, that
Obviously,
does look like a
this
Beetle.
isn't the.
That
You,
might
yeah,
be-
your grid's not to scale, because have a look at the chairs.
Yes, those
Yeah,
chairs
I
are
totally
tiny
missed
too.
the chairs. Let's see. So that needs to be a lot smaller. Screw this. Let me get rid of that.
These maps, I think, are at 25, or either 25 or 50.
Really?
Something to consider too is if you may want to put a background.
Well,
around
it's
it.
actually got a grid, so that grid
Yeah.
is 5 feet, so you could work it off that. Just
Yeah, that's
One
what I
and a
did
half.
before. Is obviously I just did it wrong. So that's 5 feet.
One-
is-
Yeah, one square should be a little smaller than 2 hexes.
Right. I think you made it 1 hex instead of 2.
I think that's what I did.
that's about right.
Looks good.
And what grid size was that? Was it 25 or 50?
I have no idea. I just found this online and said, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, but when you dragged out the grid and dropped it, what size was it?
25 pixels or 50 pixels.
I honestly don't know. I didn't notice that.
On your page. No worries.
I was just sort of eyeing it.
Word.
Yeah, I think these maps are it's either 25 or 50.
Well,
Yeah.
this sure looks like we're going to get in a fight.
Yeah,
does-
but we're the ones to
yeah.
be the start in the fight, not the other way around.
And
Next
if
week?
you And if you do recall, I did say that there were suppressors on the plane. So
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I was going to go ahead and screw the suppressor on my rifle.
Yep. My rifle's
Next week
in the
we should
trunk.
just drive away. Just drive off.
Yep. We
That
know
would
where
be
he is.
Nope. Not gonna do it.
drive away and call the equivalent of 911.
Hey,
Hey, we
That
can
would be
walk
really
up to
funny.
we can walk up to the door and tell the guy at the gate, say, "Hey, that guy you just brought in, he dropped his phone."
No, that's one of those like, yeah, we're gonna drive away and call 911 and watch. I'm like, all right, congratulations.
That'd be funny
next
too.
Week, next week,
No,
you
no.
guys are playing SWAT guys going into.
oh, that's what we should do. What we do is call 911, the
We swat
equivalent of 911, as we're on the phone, fire 2 shots into the air, and then hang up.
That's
Into the
what
ground.
Is it? Born 3 does that, where it's like, oh, hey, yeah, I think there's these people that are screaming. And it's on the phone. It's like, they're screaming. I think, bang, bang, bang. And then he hangs it up.
Don't
Yep.
fire into the air, you savage. Shoot the ground.
Well, you know what I mean.
So we're swatting the bad guys.
That
If
could be funny.
that is what you guys decide, that would be really funny.
How many points?
course,
Go
our-
ahead and have 2.
And our PCs are sitting on the
Gracias.
wings in case there's a leaker. Or, what is it? No, squirter.
Right.
What?
Spitter.
But then
No,
how are
okay.
you going to get your guy?
That's what I mean is... Well, that's true. We wouldn't be able to...
We can dress up as SWAT guys because they have the masks and all that sort of stuff on, and we go in with them.
SWAT guys and go in with them.
We go in with them and come out with our
That
guy.
would be hilarious.
Just stack up with them on the door.
I'll allow it.
Let's go.
I'm totally there.
Is that going to be the actual plan? Because that's hysterical. I love this idea.
So, yeah, I think I like this. The SWAT shows up. We like take out one or two, take out a squad of them, or like.
What are you
Gas
talking
them,
about? You just
add-
sort of
stack
show
up.
up with the gear, and it's like,
Yeah.
where did they get the gear? Scene change.
Yep.
Like,
That's
all
true.
right, let's get to the door. All right, we're at the door.
See, if this
You guys
was,
go first.
what is it? If this was Knight's Dark Age or Knight's Black Agents, it'd totally be a preparation check. It's like totally we had like SWAT-looking tactical gear to blend in.
Well, you've got a former SEAL with you, or an active SEAL with you, who's like, yeah, we're going to be taking this stuff, buddy. Everybody's like, why? Just shut up.
Yes, we should be. Yeah, that's what.
All right, yeah, I will plan for that. The PCs are going in alongside the SWAT guys, and the SWAT guys don't know it.
Yes.
Or we'll drive away.
Well, that's what we'll do is we'll drive away after. They'll be like, "Hey, where did Bravo team go? Where did Bravo team?" And then Bravo team pulls up in their SWAT van. Hey, we're here. Oh, wait.
Just make sure whoever's in front in the stack there is the one that speaks Arabic best.
I can do that.
Muhammad Jihad.
Durka Durka.
Hey, we don't have a Bravo team. We don't?
Exactly.
Then who's that?
Oh, crap.
Wait a minute.
I think we're going to get fired, man.
Those guys were cool.
Sherpa Bakala?
All right, so yeah, 2 points to everybody. I hope you had at least a little bit of fun. I figured this
Certainly.
one was going to be more
Set up.
and stuff like that.
Well, I think we're gonna have some fun next week. I had fun right now. That was pretty cool.
Me too. It's a good time.
Alright, so we done with
Yep,
the
I guess
streaming?
getting
Stream
into
out.
stream. Thanks for being here with us, everybody. Was this what RPG? It's GURPS.
GURPS Action.
Episode 5.
All right. Yep. So I guess I'll see everybody next week as you assault alongside the SWAT guys, and the SWAT guys don't know it.
Or just drive away.
Or just drive away and run the SWAT guys as they assault.
All right. Shutting down the stream. Thanks, stream.
Next week. Thanks, stream.